Rich Rebel women's basketball is back on the hardwood for the 2021 season. Coming off a second-place finish last season, the girls know what it takes to reach the big stage. With the talent, experience, and some of that Rich County pride, they are ready to bring another championship back home. Get in on all the Rebel basketball this season alongside the voice of the Rebels, Matthew Peterson, right here on My Local Radio. This Rebel broadcast could not be possible without these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. Rebel fans, find your comfy seat, pull your lucky socks up, and enjoy another edition of Rich Rebel Basketball right now as we bring you down to the court.
Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Manila High School for today's matchup between the Rich Rebels and the home Mustangs. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy you are joining me for an exciting matchup of a doubleheader basketball-filled evening with the Manila Mustangs and the Rebels. Let's start with our scene set here as we are a little under 8 minutes to go until tip-off for the girls' varsity matchup. So the Mustangs enter with a 4-9 overall record. They are 1-4 at home, though, so oddly enough, they've done better on the road, but they did not have success last night in Randolph, and we'll talk about that in more depth later on in the pregame coverage. That 37-point loss last night, though, was the worst of the season for Manila thus far. As for the Rebels, they come in with an 11-7 overall record. They're currently right in the middle of a 6-game winning streak, or right at the end of it, I should say, and they've won 9 out of their last 10. So they are playing hot, great basketball. It is the regular season finale for both these sides, and this will be the last chance for both teams to try and improve their RPI stock before we get into tournament time. All right, folks, we got more ground to cover in our pregame coverage. We're going to hear from Rich Rebel girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren on the Coaches Show right after this.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to Manila High. It's now time for our Coaches Show. Our Coaches Show provided to you by Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. You can contact Pam Cornea at 435-779-0012. So couldn't grab an interview with the Mustangs basketball head coach, Coach Tony Pendleton, but I do have the Rebels girls basketball head coach, Cody Lundgren.
I'm now with Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren. Coach, you guys are going up against the Manila Mustangs for the second time this weekend, and the first time didn't prove to be much of an issue. You guys really gave it to them last night at home. What was the biggest success you saw from your team?
I liked how we pushed the ball in transition. We ran the floor well and saw each other well.
Coach, when you guys play a team that you clearly don't really seem to struggle with it very much, is it about just correcting small details, or do you approach it the same as any other game?
Yeah, it's in every game. I mean, we're working on the little things is what makes a basketball team good. So we're consistently working on boxing out better, crashing boards, and seeing passing lanes and our defensive rotations all the time.
Coach, as we get ready to wrap up the regular season tonight, it seems like your win against Altamont back in the first game of the season was so long ago. What's the biggest change you've seen from your team from then to now?
They just learn how to play together, and the girls on the team are learning what they bring to the team and what they can help the team get that victory. So, and as the season progressed and they found those roles that they succeeded at, the ball's just flowing a lot easier now, and they're just finding a lot more success.
Coach, talking about the players, who's really jumped out to you throughout the course of this season for really stepping up their game to another level?
I just love how the whole team right now is doing a good job and communicating, and everybody from the bench to the players on the floor, they're all supporting each other. So that's the biggest thing that I really like.
Coach, talking about your players, I noticed Mackenzie Smith wasn't suited up to play yesterday. How is she doing?
She's doing good. She's banged her knee up a little bit, and we're just giving her a little rest now before state, and we'll get her back going then.
And then talking about state coaches, that's right in front of you guys. Is there anything you guys can work on in the game today against Manila? While maybe they may not be top opponent at the state competition, but things you can improve on in the last regular season game?
We're just going to keep working what we do in our program and continue getting better. And like we talked about before, it's the little things that make basketball teams great. So we'll just keep focusing on those little things.
I'm with Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren. Coach, one final question, and like you said, it's the little things that make a basketball team great. What is it about Rich Rebel basketball this season that makes them great?
Sorry, I didn't hear that first part, Matt.
No worries.
What was your question again?
Yep, I was just saying, what is it about Rich Rebel basketball this season that makes the team great?
Just the team cohesion and the playing for each other. I see a lot of girls out there supporting each other, and all the 50-50 balls and stuff like that. We got girls flying on the floor and making the plays that make our team successful.
Coach, thank you so much for the time, and best of luck tonight.
You bet. Thank you.
That is Rich High girls basketball head coach Cody Lundgren.
That's going to wrap up our coaches show. It's brought to you by Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Give her a call at 435-779-0012. All right, everyone, we got about a minute to go until tip-off, and that gives us plenty of time to check out our Lake Town Ledger. Let's learn about the history between these two sides in a matchup in a rivalry that's been dominated by one end, and that is the end in Rich County. The Rebels lead the series 35-0 over the Mustangs. Rich won last night 52-15 at their home court. That was the most lopsided defeat for Manila all season long. Like I mentioned in the scene set, 37-point loss, and for the Rebels, a 37-point victory. That's the best of the season for them. So the Rebels really giving it to the Mustangs, and let's see how they do in Manila tonight. We're going to step aside for a quick break here. We're going to have the national anthem being played, and when that wraps up, we should be all set and ready to go for the Lutz Construction starting lineups and then tip-off between the Rebels and the Mustangs.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
in the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to Manila High. They pulled a fast one on us. I guess we're not doing the national anthem today, so we just had the Lutz Construction starting lineups announced. I'll give those names out to you guys as we get going. Quickly, our Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pre-game slice. The Rebels are in their road blue uniforms. They'll be going from left to right, while the Mustangs are in their home whites with red numbers on the front and back. And tip-off is won by the Rebels, and we are underway. Here we go. We'll reset our station on main scoreboard for you guys watching. And it's going to be the Rebels starting on offense. It's with West at the top of the arc. She passes it across to Cornea, who drives towards the elbow and kicks it out to Stacy. Now entering the paint, McKenna passing it off to Cornea, and a nice mid-range shot goes. And the Rebels are up 2-0 on the station on main scoreboard to kick things off here. And a quick turnover by the Mustangs. Rebels pushing it down the court, but Stacy's pass taken away. So back-to-back turnovers early on here, and now a Mustang as Cannell Browning goes to the floor but gets the pass out. Dribbling up the court is Draper. Draper stuck at the block with 3 Rebels surrounding her and a jump ball called. Rebels with the starting 5 consisting of Sage Tingy, McKenna Stacy, Maddie Weston, JC Cornea, and Taylee Cornea. Mustangs trying to inbound it, and they violate 5 seconds. 5-second violation, so turnover by Manila. And it's going to be Rebel basketball with a little over 7 minutes to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. 2-0 Rich. Pass goes to Tingy at the elbow, then she takes it outside beyond the arc. Now over across to Stacy on the far wing. McKenna taking a few dribbles, making her way towards the block, pulling up and shot off target. Going to go out of play. Was it tipped by Manila, or is it? Yes, indeed. So it's going to stick with the Rebels, the officials say. That brings us a Crawford Trough inbound play, which goes to Tingy just inside the paint. She kicks it out to a mid-range shot by Taylee Cornea, off target. Rebound Rebels on the offensive glass. Stacy's got it well beyond the arc for Rich. McKenna throwing it over to Cornea at the elbow. Now inside to Taylee Cornea, and she uses the glass to knock it in. 4-0 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. And there's a quick turnover. Rich got it the other way. Tingy wanted to go to Stacy, but pass was deflected out of play, and it looks like a timeout is called. Coach Tony Pendleton for the Mustangs wants to talk things over with 6:28 to go in the first quarter. 4-0 Rebels.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Rebel basketball up 4 with about 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Cornea's got it at the block, uses a move to get separation, count it, and one. Great job by J.C. Cornea, faking to her left and going back towards the baseline, extending her reach in, drawing contact. Potential three-point play coming up for the senior. Cornea's Bear Lake Realty free throw is up and perfect, and Rich up 7-0 with Cornea picking up 5 quick points in the first quarter. Mustangs struggling to get it across half court. Now they do. They throw it over to Draper on the far wing. Aurora Draper dribbling towards the top of the arc. Dicey pass is picked up by Browning. She's guarded closely by Taylor Cornea. Passing it across over to Draper on the far wing. Inside pass stolen away by J.C. Cornea. She gets it out to Stacy. About 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cornea heads the top of the arc. Pass to Stacy on the near wing. Entry pass to Tingy was momentarily denied, but now Sage has it at the block. She finds a cutting Stacy who lays it in. Rebels adding to their lead. It's 9-0 Rich as Stacy picks up her first points of the day. Meanwhile, it was a Mustangs player, looked like Abby Schofield, trying to get the ball across half court. She got tied up, so we get a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball, and that's Rich Rebel basketball. Stacy and the Rebel offense going to the right of the paint now inside, cutting through. Weston attacking the glass, going up with this shot is off the back iron. Loose ball, rebound. Ball went out of play, last touch by Cornea. So it'll be Mustangs basketball with a little under 5.5 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Rich leading 9-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Mustangs with Browning dribbling the ball across half court. Guarded closely by Stacy. Passed inside now, and extending her reach and going over was Guyman, but the shot went out of bounds, and no one touched it by the Rebels, so it's going to go over to Rich. That was Cora Guyman who took the pass to the block and just tried to hop over the defender, and her shot was too deep and sailed past the rim. Rebel offense working through Cornea right now. Taylor Cornea at the top of the arc. Looking to Stacy, who passes it off to Tingy. Now J.C. Cornea pulls up from the elbow and splash landing. 11-0 Rich. And Cornea up to 7 points just in the first quarter alone. Meanwhile, a Mustangs pass was deflected out of bounds. They'll hold on to the possession. 4:43 to go in the first quarter. Manila inbounding it to Cannell Browning, who stands in that center court circle. Mustangs passing it over to Draper. She picks up her dribble just on the near wing. Moved across the perimeter. Entry pass inside, draws contact as Guyman was surrounded by 3 Rebels and was fouled. First foul for Rich of the half. Browning to inbound it. Bounce pass to Corford is knocked away, but a Mustang picks up the basketball. It's with Draper on the far wing. Browning takes a pass and dribbles towards the point, weaving in and out of Stacy as McKenna bats the ball out of play. 4:19 remaining in the first quarter. Rich leads 11-0. Inbound pass for the Mustangs goes to Browning. She looks down low to an open Bambra, who knocks down a mid-range shot to put her side on the scoreboard. It's 11-2 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebel offense moving it over to Stacy on the wing. Pump fakes the 3, dribbles into the paint, looks to JC at the block. Her shot's too strong. Rebound by Bambra on the Mustangs. Manila gets it out to Cannell Browning, who dribbles across the timeline. Browning looks to Draper at the baseline, shot off the rim, rebound Stacy. McKenna pushing the ball down the court inside the perimeter, kicks it out to JC on the near wing, throw it up top to Weston, who battles off a defender to collect the pass. 9-point lead for the Rebels with 3.5 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Cornea kicking it from inside to out to Taylor Cornea, and a 3-second violation called on JC. Substitutions being made for the Rebels as Taylor McKee and Darlene Peterson check in for Taylor Cornea and Maddie Weston. 11-2 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Browning taking her time as she dribbles across half court. Immediately bounce passes it over to Draper on the far wing. Fed down to the corner for Kelly. Meanwhile, Guyman takes a pass and puts up a tough shot. And then on the offensive glass, a foul was committed by the Rebels on the rebound attempt. And they're going to call it a shooting foul, which will send Cannell Browning, the senior, to the charity stripe. First free throw up and good. 11-3 Rich. Rebels and Mustangs met up last night in Randolph in a game that Rich dominated from start to finish. A very similar start to today as well, by the way. I think Rich, a night ago, got off to a strong start in Manila, at home against Manila. Indeed they did, as Browning makes both free throws. It's 11-4 Rebels. Yeah, last night Rich got out to 11-0 lead just like today. But the Mustangs putting up 4 points already as Stacy takes a pass in the paint and the teardrop falls. It's 13-4 Rebels. We've got about 2:45 to go in the first quarter and a travel for the Mustangs. Manila working it inside the perimeter, and it looked like Guyman dragged her foot as she did not pick up her dribble, not continue to dribble. Coach Lundgren signaling out plays to his current 5 on the court. Tingy looks down low to a cutting Taylor McKee. Her shot goes off the rim. Offensive rebound is kicked out to Tingy on the top of the arc. Stacy with it now. McKenna, lob pass down low to Peterson. Immediately moved across to Tingy, who drives in. Peterson gets a second effort as Tingy missed the layup, and that effort does not fall. And ultimately, it's the Mustangs coming up with the loose basketball. 13-4 Rich, a little over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Mustangs trapped down low in the corner, and a foul called on, looks like Sage Tingy after ripping the ball away from her defender. It'll be an inbound pass coming up for the Mustangs. And I think that's Sage Tingy's second. It's the team second as well. And Ambria Lutz looks like she's ready to check in, and indeed she does. So Tingy grabs a seat after picking up her second foul. Mustangs on the inbound beneath the Rebel basket. Browning throwing it up top over the head of Kelly, who collects the loose ball and gets it over to Bambraw on the near wing. Kate Bambraw passing it off to Browning at the top of the arc. Moved along the perimeter. Now inside to Guyman at the block. Her quick release is going to roll off the rim. Rebound Lutz. Ambria Lutz passing it to a sprinting Stacy, who goes to Peterson wide open at the block, and she does the rest. 15-4 Rebels as Darlene Peterson picks up her first points of the day. 90 seconds to play, and down low it was Guyman from the Mustangs drawing contact once again. So the Rebels having issues covering Cora Guyman down low as she continues to rack up fouls for the Rebels. Entry pass is taken away on the inbound. Brittany Lamborn scooped it up, and now it's thrown down the court to a wide open Taylor McKee, who looks back to Stacy on the assist. Half-court pass will connect for 2. It's 17-4 Rebels. About a minute and 5 to play in the first quarter. Shot is blocked for Manila by Peterson. Stacy dribbling across the timeline. Passing it to McKee on the near wing, and the Rebels will slow things down. Moved across, and now inside to Lutz. Lutz making her way towards the block, lofting it across to Peterson, and back outside to McKee. Under 50 seconds to play in the T7 Propane first quarter. Stacy standing near the center court logo, now entering the zone just slightly and passing to Peterson at the elbow. Darlene taking one dribble and giving it back to McKenna, who pump fakes as she enters the paint, puts up a nice little banker, and that falls for 2. 19-4 Rich. 25 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. Mustangs working in the corner with Kelly. She splits through defense, but a foul called. And the Rebels having issues with obeying the rules so far in this first quarter. That's their 5th team foul. 2 more, and Manila will be shooting 1-1 or potentially double bonus for the rest of the first half. Mustangs inbound, gets taken away. 15 seconds to go. McKee dribbling down the court on a breakaway, putting up a contested layup. Count it. And one. Great job by Taylor McKee, doing just enough to draw a little bit of contact, but at the same time, keeping up her speed to avoid a contested layup, although that was not an easy one. And it's 21-4 Rich. An opportunity for 3 points the old-fashioned way. With 9.3 seconds to go on the Station on Main scoreboard. Substitutions being made. Kaylee Cornea and Dixie Huffaker checking into the game. Was that Hattie Cornea? That's Hattie Cornea, beg your pardon. Free throw made by McKee. 5 points for her in the first quarter. It's 22-4 Rich. 3 seconds to go. Mustangs pass the ball out of bounds with 1.4 to go in the T7 Propane first quarter. Hattie is Taylor's sister. And a half-court shot by the Rebels at the buzzer is too tall, and that's how the first 8 minutes wraps up here at Manila. It's the Rebels leading 22-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Second quarter starts with a missed shot from in close by the Mustangs. Second effort is short as well, and then a foul on Manila on the rebound attempt. Happy you're making Rich Rebel basketball a part of your Saturday afternoon. No matter where you're joining us from, we're just happy you're with us right now as the Rebels have a 22-4 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. And right now it's Taylor McKee and the Rebel offense dribbling across half court. Rich going up to Hattie Cornea beyond the arc. Hattie picking up her dribble. Her entry pass was taken away, stolen by the Mustangs. They get it to Browning, who crosses the timeline. Cannell Browning stuck in a jam as her pass was tipped out of bounds. Last touch by who? Looks like the officials are having a conference and they're going to give it to Manila. So Mustangs basketball with 7.5 to play in the first half. Inbound pass goes to Bambrough. She hands it off to Browning, who dribbles towards the point. Passed over to Kelly on the near wing. Kelly feeding it inside. Pass stolen away. Rebels got it for the moment, but a jump ball called. Hattie Cornea was there to force the issue. So it'll be Rebel basketball, and a Huffaker inbound pass finds Taylor McKee, who jogs across half court. Taylor goes to Cornea on the far wing immediately. She dribbles up the edge and passed across and into the corner with McKee. Inside to Huffaker, back out to McKee for a corner three. That's too deep. Rebound Mustangs. Manila's got it with under 7 minutes to go, and then it was Taylor McKee just sticking around the back court there and poking the ball out of bounds as Manila thought they had plenty of room to operate. Mustangs inbound it now to Browning. Back in that first quarter, J.C. Cornea led the Rebels with 7 points, followed by McKenna Stacy with 6. And Taylor McKee picked up 5 very quickly down the stretch there at the end of it. Mustangs offensively have a pass down low, tipped out of bounds, and it'll stick with them. 6.5 to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels leading 22-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Mustangs inbound pass goes way up top to Kelly, who launches a 3. That rolls off the front of the rim. Rebound Cornea. She gets it out to Taylor, who dribbles across the timeline. Pass to Lutz, now inside to Lamborn at the block. With pressure around her, able to get a shot off. It's not going to fall, and it's rebounded by Manila. Browning dribbling across half court for the Mustangs. Passing to Kelly on the far wing. Now at the elbow with Guyman. She wanted to dribble, but it went off her foot, and it's a loose ball picked up by Lutz. She attacks the left side. Layup falls. Great job by Ambria Lutz there, scooping up the loose ball and just running nearly the length of the court with a defender on her tail the whole time. 20-point lead for Rich, as the Mustangs shot is not going to go, and now the Rebels go back to Lutz down low. Her shot this time is blocked. Second effort, though, by Lamborn is fouled. And Brittany Lamborn takes a trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. 24-4 Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ambria Lutz picked up her first points on that last layup, as Lamborn's first free throw up and good. Talk about Brittany Lamborn here for a moment. What a game she had back on Thursday at Intermountain Christian School. We know what she's capable of on the defensive end, but offensively provided 7 points off the bench, a season high. Second free throw for Lamborn's up and good as well. She goes 2 for 2, and that pushes the Rebel lead out to 26-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Here's Browning for the Mustangs. She passes to Bambrough on the far wing. Kate takes a couple dribbles, then passes to Browning on the near wing for a three-pointer that rolls off and rebounded by Lamborn. Fed up top to Lutz, who enters the perimeter, kicks it out to Corney, and now moved to the far wing with TJ. McKee passing it up to Lutz on the near wing, and the Rebels content with moving along the perimeter. And just as I say that, a pass from Lamborn to Corney is too tall, out of play, and it's Mustangs basketball with a little over 5 to play in the first half. Cannell Browning dribbling across half court for the Mustangs. Now in the corner with Draper. Oh, that's Kelly, scratched that, and moved across to Bambrough on the corner. Mustangs looking to the block, and a contested shot by Browning falls. Pair shoots it over the defender, and it's 26-6, Rich. Rebel offense has it with Lutz on the near wing. Her pass inside the paint taken away. Here's Browning on a 1-on-2 breakaway, and her shot was blocked out of bounds. So it'll stick with Manila with 4:35 to go in the second quarter. Inbound pass goes to Bambrough. She chucks up a shot. Not going to fall. Rebound, though, by Crawford. And that shot is taken away as she was going up with it by Dixie Huffaker. But a whistle blows, and it looks like it may be a foul. No, a jump ball instead. So a jump ball, and the arrow is going the Mustangs' direction. So Manila will hold on to the possession here. Browning to inbound it beneath the Rebel basket, trailing by 20 points. Inbound pass goes to Guyman. She elevates and knocks it through off the backboard. 26-8 Rebels. Mustangs with 4 points in the second quarter. Just a night ago, that second quarter, Manila really struggled against this Rebel defense. They could not score a single point. Got 4 so far, halfway through the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Here's Ambria Lutz for a 3. Bingo! Great three-point shot from Lutz, and the lead is pushed out for the Rebels up to 21 now. It's 29-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. On the other end, the Mustangs, their shot goes off the backboard, and it's rebounded by the Rebels. McKee's got it, dribbling well beyond the three-point line. Pass to Corney on the near wing, gives it right back to McKee. Moved along the perimeter, now inside to Lamborn, takes a dribble, puts her head down and goes to the hoop and finishes it off. 31-8 Rebels. Lamborn with 4 points in the second quarter. 3:15 and counting in the second quarter. Rebels leading 31-8. Mustangs have it in the corner right now with Bambraw. She attacks along the baseline, runs into a double team, kicks it out to Crawford, who runs into contact, and a foul is called on Rich. Fouls on Lamborn. That's the team's 7th, so we've got 1-and-1 free throws on the way. All right, everyone, for all of you guys watching at mylocalradio.com, sorry about that video stream freezing on us, but we are all up and running here. In the meantime, what you missed was a foul on Lamborn, which sent Kyra Crawford for the Mustangs to the charity stripe, and she knocked down, actually missed the first free throw. Second one is up and good. 31-9, Rich. 3 minutes to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Lutz has it for the Rebels beyond the three-point line. Moved inside now to Grohl, kicks it out to Cornea for a mid-range shot. It is rebounded by Grohl. She gets it back out to Cornea, moved to Lutz beyond the arc, who attacks into the baseline, and a travel looks like, yeah. Travel on Lutz. Let me give you the current 5 on the court right now as Coach Lundgren made some substitutions. I'll give you those 5 when we return after this quick break. It's a 31-9 lead for the Rebels with 2:40 to go in the first half.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
It's a 31-9 Rich lead with about 2:40 to go in the second quarter. Talk about the Mustangs last night. Offensively, they just could not find a rhythm. They had 3 points at the half. They're up to 9 right now, but defensively, the Rebels still having their way. Let me give you the current 5 on the court right now for Rich. We're looking at a handful of bench players, actually all 5 coming off the bench at the moment. We have Ambria Lutz, Cassidy Grohl, Hattie Cornea, Tylee Tingy, and Ellie Argyle. Mustangs working on offense. They go to Crawford in the corner. Guarded by Lutz, dribbles up the arc, now faces a double team, stolen away by Cornea. Cornea dribbling down the right side of the paint, putting up a layup, and she's, no, a travel. A travel on Hattie Cornea. Mustangs basketball, 2:15 to play in the half. They pass it through the waiting hands of Draper, and now it's bled all the way through the paint and out of bounds. Looked like that ball was covered in butter or something. No one really got a clear handle of it, and eventually slipped out of play, and it's Rebel basketball. Inbound pass goes to Lutz, who runs the point guard spot at the moment. 2 minutes to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels up 31-9. It's passed over to Grohl on the near wing. Cassidy moving in, and now it's continually passed along the perimeter. Rebels look like they're content with running a little bit of clock as Lutz just put that ball in her elbow in her armpit for a moment. Now Cornea passing to Lutz on the near wing. She puts up a three-pointer off the back iron. Rebound, Manila. Mustangs dribbling across the timeline with Browning. Under 90 seconds to play. Browning passing over to Bambraw on the far wing. She goes into the corner with Kelly. There's a double team right there between Grohl and Tingy. Ball came loose, and it's Rebel basketball. Okay. Rich has it with 1:15 now and counting to go in the first half. Leading 31-9. Cornea for the Rebels, looking to Lutz in the corner. Pump fake to 3. Instead, she goes inside to Tylee Tingy, but she lost control of it. Ball went out of play. It's Mustangs basketball. Manila with Browning strolling across half court. Picks up her dribble as she crosses the timeline and goes to Kelly, who has it taken away. A Rich County government steal. Here's Lutz on the layup breakaway. It rolls in. Great job by Ambria Lutz. And it's now 33-9 with 40 seconds to go in the first half. Inside the paint right now. Kick back out to Kelly for three from Manila off the back iron. Rebound Rich. And a foul called, foul on Manila. That's their fifth of the half with 30 seconds to go. Tingy to inbound it for the Rebels. Inbound pass goes to Lutz, who takes her time and now trots across the timeline. Goes towards her right. Picks up the dribble and goes to Cornea inside the paint. Down low. Argyle, Tingy's shot was deflected. Kicked out to Grohl for a mid-range jumper. Rebound Argyle, and a foul, I think, is on Ellie Argyle, yes, on the rebound attempt with 12.3 seconds remaining in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. It's a 33-9 Rebel lead, and this will result in 1-and-1 free throw shooting, as it is foul number 8 for the Rebels in this half. We have junior Cora Guyman taking a trip to the charity stripe, trying to tack on 2 points for her end to close out the half. Free throw up and off the front iron. Rebound Lutz. She dribbles and throws across half court to Grohl, who attacks the block and draws contact. Foul called on Manila with 5.5 seconds to play. Cassidy Grohl is off to the free throw line to shoot 2. The regular season finale here for the Rebels. Trying to pick up win number 7 in a row. Going into tournament basketball as Grohl's first free throw attempt goes in and out. Second free throw coming up here for junior Cassidy Grohl. Perfect one with it. She's on the score sheet with that. It's 34-9, under 5 seconds to play. 3 seconds, three-pointer raise off the iron, no good. And that's how the first half comes to an end here in Manila. It's the Rebels leading 34-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Be sure to stick around during the half here. What we're going to do is we're going to have some first half highlights, and also we're going to play our Western Ag Credit Standout Student, which we were unable to do during the pregame show. So great things coming your way. It's a Rebel lead, 34-9.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to Manila High. The Rebels are leading 34-9, and our pregame show kind of got cut short a little bit. So what I want to do now is I want to air our standout student interview brought to you by Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture. And when we come back from that, we'll get into our Town of Randolph first half highlights. But here we go for our standout student.
I'm now with Rich High Junior Eli Brooks, our standout student. Eli, thanks for joining us today, and let's start things off by asking how's your junior year going?
It's going pretty good so far. It's definitely different from like my freshman year of high school because of Corona, but it's going pretty good.
Eli, have you been at Rich all 3 years now, or did you change schools over there?
This is my first year going to Rich. I went to Evanston High School my freshman and sophomore year.
Gotcha. So what's the transition been like from Evanston to Rich?
It's been really good. Like, everybody's been really friendly and nice and helped me kind of get used to going to a different school.
Oh, that's great news right there. So what made you move from Evanston across the border?
Just mainly because of academics. Academics are better here, and family matters and stuff.
That's very neat. Now, Eli, you were a standout offensive lineman on the football team. Is that your favorite sport?
Yeah, I definitely like playing football.
Gotcha. And so how is it going from being a Red Devil to putting on some Rebel pads?
It's definitely like a lot different, but at the same time, it's still football, so it's still fun to just go out there and play.
Absolutely. I mean, you're still hitting people, and that's what matters. So, Eli, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about outside of Rich, what you like to do. What are some of your favorite hobbies and activities?
I like working on the ranch and just being outside, really.
Simple as that. What kind of jobs do you have on the ranch?
Just helping with the daily chores, really.
Simple and easy enough. All right. And getting back to Rich High, outside of football, what other things are you involved in, or maybe you'd like to get involved in your last year and a half as a Rebel?
Like just as far as like academics and stuff, or
whether it's just after-school activities like the musical or other sports, anything like that.
Yeah, so I think it'd be cool to do track. I'm thinking of doing track this year, too. I'm not in the musical, though, but that's pretty much it, I think.
That's great. All right, Eli, thank you so much for the time today.
All right. Thank you.
That is Rich High Junior Eli Brooks, our standout student.
All right, that's going to wrap up our Western Ag Credit Standout Student, your partner in agriculture. We'll take another quick break. When we return, there's about 5.5 minutes to go in the halftime coverage, and then we're going to have our Town of Randolph first half highlights, and then the Epic Recreation third quarter gets underway. It's a 34-9 lead for the Rich Rebels.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Whatever takes you to Evanston, whether it's high school sports, a teaching conference, music festivals, speech and debate, or your job, always book your hotel reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. With 165 ground-level rooms on 10 acres, the Best Western offers everything you need, including newly renovated rooms, a business office, workout room, outdoor pool, and full-service restaurant, plus complimentary breakfast with every stay. Whenever you're in Evanston, make your hotel reservations with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Welcome into our halftime coverage here at Manila High between the Rebels and the Mustangs. We got about 3 minutes to go until the third quarter. It's a 34-9 lead for Rich. And let's talk about our Town of Randolph first half highlights. How about J.C. Cornea, 7 points in the first quarter, getting it done from all areas of the court. We've seen her extend her shooting range, knocking down a nice, what looked like a 16-foot shot. Also working down low, drawing contact, completing three-point plays. Other first-half highlights, Ambria Lutz off the bench in that second quarter, picking up 7 points of her own, showing off her three-point range, burying a T7 Propane three-point shot. Along with Brittany Lamborn, 4 points in the first quarter. Stacy had 4 points in the second quarter for Lamborn. McKenna Stacy had 6 in the first quarter. She's got an ability. When she wants to score, she could just go and do it. You know what I mean? She doesn't need to get cooking and warm up. She can go from 0 to 60 like that. Taylor McKee also with 5 points in the first half. McKee, when she comes off the bench, as she's done in the last couple of games, her ability to command the second team unit and run that point guard spot and not have the offense slow down or skip a beat is truly admirable, and it's promising as a junior to know you'll have that next year for her senior year. That's some of our first half highlights brought to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, the board members, and the town clerk. We got under 90 seconds to go in the halftime show here. When we return, we'll have the third quarter of coverage between the Rebels and the Mustangs right here on Rich Rebel Radio, 98.3 FM KADQ, and with video coverage on mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
My name is...
All right, everyone, we're about to get the second quarter underway, or third quarter, I beg your pardon. And so let's get ready for that now. On the Station on Main scoreboard, we'll update it. Entering the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels start the basketball, and the official was not ready to begin the game, but that gives us enough time to tell you about Epic Recreation very quickly. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. Rentals in Bear Lake. You can call them at 435-946-EPIC or visit them at epicrecreation.net. Here we go. Rebels up top with Taylor Corney over to Stacy in the corner. Cross-court pass to Weston. Her mid-range shot off the back iron. Rebound, Manila. Rebels have their current starting five out there from the beginning of the game. Mustangs working through Browning, passing it across to Bambrough at the baseline. It's met by Schofield and a travel called. Travel on Abby Schofield will gift the Rebels the basketball. So Rich has McKenna Stacy, JC and Taylor Cornea, Sage Tingy, and Maddie Weston out there now. Cornea's got on the near wing for the Rebel offense. Now Taylor Cornea pulling up from just inside the three-point line and knocks it through. First points of the second half comes from Taylor Cornea. It's 36-9 Rebels. 4 points for Taylor so far what's turned into this evening now. Manila working offensively in the corner with Schofield. She hands it to the belly of Browning. Browning being harassed by Stacy. Making her way towards, now inside the perimeter, attacking the right side, pulling up from just outside the block. Rebound Weston. Stacy throwing it down the court to Tingy, who takes one dribble, goes up with it. Second effort by Cornea won't be fired off as she's harassed, and she gets it out to Taylor Cornea beyond the arc. Here's Weston pulling up from a long two-pointer. That's off the rim and rebounded by Manila. And Guyman, who reeled in the rebound, this is kind of interesting, was dribbling with one hand and trying to put her glasses on and fight off Stacy with the other. Ultimately, the ball went out of bounds. It's Rebel basketball. Tingy at the block, pump faking, going up, drawing contact, 2 free throws. So Sage Tingy over to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line, looking to pick up her first points of today with 6:21 to go in the third quarter. It's a 36-9 lead for the Rebels. Free throw number 1 is off the front iron. Make sure you stick around after this girls' game, by the way. The boys' game will get underway, and if it's half as good as yesterday, we're in for a classic. Tingy misses them both. But on the offensive glass was J.C. Cornea. Her shot's not going to go as well. And now the Mustangs collect the loose ball and dribble across half court. Going to Bambra on the near wing. Bambra moving it to Kelly at the top of the arc and moved across to Browning for a three-pointer, which connects. Cannell Browning tallies up 3 more points for the Mustangs. And it's now 36-12 Rebels with Coach Lundgren calling time. Just under 6 to play in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Rebels leading in Manila.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to Manila High. It's a 36-12 Rebel lead, and let's throw on our Bear Lake Realty fan cam right about now. As we got a couple of seconds here, our Bear Lake Realty, you can visit them at bearlakerealty.com. Call them at 435-946. And right now, Gary McKee doing his best to, there we go, throw on the Rebel faithful that have made the trip out here to Manila. And here we go. We'll turn back to our regularly scheduled programming with Weston cross-courting a pass to Tingy, who drove in and was fouled on her way up to the hoop. And Tingy back to the free throw line like she was there a moment ago. Last trip she went 0 for 2, which is unlike Sage. Let's see if she can balance it out, and there she does, knocking down the first free throw. 37-12, Rich. Second free throw off the iron, rebounded by Manila. Mustangs taking the ball across half court with a little over 5.5 to play in the third quarter. Right now it's Bambra driving in, and whistle blows as she made her way towards the elbow. And it's going to be a foul on Rich. That'll be their first of the half. Inbound pass for the Mustangs goes to Kelly at the free throw line extended. She gets it out to Browning just outside the arc. Now inside to Guyman at the block as she was backpedaling, a travel called. Rebel basketball, a turnover by the Mustangs with 5:20 and counting to go in the Epic Recreation third. It is 37-12 Rich. Tingy posting up and throwing up a shot from just inside the perimeter, and the Rebels pick up the offensive rebound. Stacy passing to Weston on the far wing. Back over to McKenna. Pump fake to 3 for a moment. Takes a dribble and goes to Corney at the baseline. And 3-second violation called. Back-to-back turnovers for both teams, and it's Mustangs basketball with a little under 5 to play in the third. Rebels leading 37-12. Manila dribbling across half court with Browning. Canal has her pass poked out of bounds by Taylor Cornea. This is something we've seen from Taylor all season long. She's got a great ability to lure passes her direction and then have the quickness to jump out and either steal it all together or at least disrupt the pass. Right now it's Browning dribbling into the paint. Lost it, passed it off to Schofield. Shot point blanks, no good. Rebound Stacy as she pushes it down the court. Goes to Tingy as he was trailing, and 2 free throws coming up for Sage, who was fouled on her way up to the rim. Sage Tingy with her 3rd trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line in the last 2 minutes so. Sage 1 for 3 so far today. Make it 2 for 4 as she buries the first one. 38-12 Rebels on the Station on Main scoreboard. Second free throw up and good. 39-12. Tingy with 3 points so far this evening. Here's Browning taking the ball across half court for the Mustangs. She gets inside the paint, pulls up from the elbow, shot off the back iron, rebound Tingy. Rebels get it out to Stacy as she crosses half court, goes down the left side, and what a great layup by Stacy. She faked as if she was going in, then went back out and used the glass to knock it in. Timeout call by Coach Pendleton for the Mustangs. It's 41-12 Rebels with 4 minutes to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. We'll take a quick break.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Welcome back with 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. We're happy you're making Rich Rebel basketball a part of your Saturday night for the regular season finale for both the boys and girls basketball teams. Can you believe the season's gone by this quickly? But the Rebels have a 41-12 lead against the Mustangs. If the Rebels are able to hold on to this decisive lead right now, they will improve to 12-7. Not a bad showing in a tough year when you combine everything that has happened off the court, and you parlay that with the tough schedule they gave themselves early on. A lot of tough teams in the Cowboy State, in the Potato State. Here we go, Mustangs working with Browning, and what a beautiful layup by Cannell Browning. One arm and just gave it the correct amount of spin to knock it through. It's 41-14 Rebels. McKee's got it top of the arc for the Rebels. Goes to Stacy for a wing three. Nothing but net. 44-14 Rich. Stacy picks up her first point since the first quarter. Here's Bambraw for the Mustangs. Going to Guyman at the block. Good entry pass. Finishes too deep, though. Rebounded by Tingy. Just a night ago, Manila had 15 points as the Rebels are a little sloppy and careless with their passing on their half the court. Went out of play. It looks like Tingy and Lutz just weren't on the same page. Substitutions being made for the Rebels. Current 5 on the court is Taylor Cornea, Taylor McKee, Ellie Argyle, Tylee Tingy, and Sage Tingy along with Ambria Lutz. Under 3 to play in the third quarter. 30-point lead for the Rebels. Missed shot by Manila, gets out of play. Last touch by Rich. Mustangs basketball. Crawford Trough inbound play goes over the head of a Mustang player, scooped up by McKee, who misses a good-looking layup, but second effort no good by Rich as well, and Manila ultimately reels in the board. Here's Browning attacking the right side of the court. Goes to Draper on the baseline. Shots too strong. Rebound Tingy. She gets it out to McKee, who finds Sage Tingy wide open down the court, and an easy layup for Sage. 46-14 Rebels. Tingy picking up her 5th point of the game, all here in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Browning bouncing it over to Draper on the near wing. Entry pass to Guyman. Her shot rolls off the metal, and it's rebounded by the Rebels. McKee crosses half court, pulls up at the 3-point line, then goes down low to Tylee Tingy, and it's moved back outside to McKee at the point. McKee passes to Taylor Corney, a long 2-pointers off the iron, and a rebound by Manila will result in a travel as Kate Bambrough, a freshman, went to the floor on her way down with the rebound and a travel call. With 1:38 to go in the third quarter, it's 46-14 Rich. Darlene Peterson checking into the game along with Dixie Huffaker and Brittany Lamborn. Peterson takes an inbound pass at the block, kicks it out to Lutz for 3. Too strong. Rebound, Tingy. Tingy in traffic going up. Shots no good. Rebound is brought in by the Mustangs, and another travel as Manila lost their footing on their way to the floor, and that's an easy call for the officials. If you fall after bringing in a rebound, that's a travel. Crawford Trough inbound play goes to Peterson at the opposite block. Shot was short. Rebound Manila. Mustangs dribbling across the timeline with Browning. She attacks the paint, makes a defender miss, and a nice nifty little floater goes. 46-16 Rich. Just over a minute to go. Lamborn pump fakes and passing it along the perimeter to Tingy. Back up top to Lutz at the free throw line. It's Huffaker. Inside out to Tylee Tingy and back to Lutz at the top of the arc. Over to Lamborn on the near wing. Cross court pass to Tingy. 50 seconds to play and a travel called. Travel on the Rebels, so it's Mustangs basketball, trailing by 30 with a little under a minute to go in the Epic Recreation third. Browning taking the ball across half court for Manila. They go to Guyman, who draws contact at the elbow, and a foul on Rich. That'll be their second of the half. Rebels in the first half found themselves in some foul trouble, and it sent Manila to the free throw line, but so far the Rebels have played much more disciplined basketball. Coach Tony Pendleton calls time for the Mustangs. With 37.9 seconds to go, it's the Rebels up by 30 in the third quarter.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Crawford Trough inbound play for the Mustangs. Are struggling to find someone, and they get it off in the nick of time. Over to Draper in the corner. Up top to Bambrough. Now across to Browning, who backpedals towards half court. Fed inside to Guyman. Slapped out of her hands by Peterson. Good defensive play there. In the corner with Kelly. Her pass gets across half court, and over and back is called with just a hair under 19 seconds to go in the third quarter. Rebels leading 46-16. Huffaker inbounds it to Lutz. Rebels looking like they'll hold on for the last shot of the quarter. Now passed across to Lamborn, who dishes it out to Tingy at the top of the arc. Passed over to Lutz in the far wing. Fed inside to Huffaker, who had some issues with it. Tried to get it back out. Instead, she's fouled with 3.4 seconds. Inbound play coming up for the Rebels with 3.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lutz inbounding it to Peterson, putting up a quick shot, no good. Rebound Mustangs, and the third quarter comes to an end. Rebels take a 30-point lead into the final quarter of the regular season.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
Final 8 minutes of the Rebels regular season on tap for us here with Rich up 46-16. It's Mustangs basketball. And Manila with Guyman at the elbow right now. And we're going to try to get our obstruction of the camera cleared right here. And there we go. Okay. Rebels have it with Weston on the near wing. Pass into Lamborn and over in the corner to Lutz. Now down inside to Huffaker. Inside out back to Ambry, who attacks along the baseline, throws it up, and the Rebels continue with good ball movement here. Here's Weston feeding it inside to Huffaker. As that ball is pinballed around, ultimately goes to the Mustangs. Here's Browning running like a Mustang down the court. Layup rolls off the iron. And a foul called on the rebound attempt. And it looks like it's going to go against Rich. It's on Ambria Lutz. That's the team's third of the half. Manila, entry pass on the inbound pass. Inbound pass had a shot missed. And now we've got Rebels going down low to Huffaker. And Huffaker's shot was missed from point-blank range. Here's Lutz launching a three. That's off the front iron. Rebound by Browning. One-on-one with her and Lutz. Layup goes. 46-18. Rich still ahead with a little under 7 minutes to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Lamborn fights off a defender as she makes her way into the paint. Picks up the loose ball. Now it's with Peterson as the student section from Manila is getting quite loud. Inside to Weston, going down low to Peterson, putting up a shot at short. Second effort goes for Darlene. 48-18. Rebels put their lead back to 30 on the Station on Main scoreboard with a little over 6:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Browning dribbling towards her right, still beyond the three-point line. Passed over to Draper, inside to Guyman. Guyman at the block, puts up a shot, and it falls. 48-20 now for the Rebels, still ahead. Here's Lutz dribbling towards her left. To West at the free throw line, kicked out to Lamborn, down low to Huffaker, pulls up from outside the block, shots off the back iron. Rebels creating issues as Manila tried to get the ball across half court. And it was jarred loose and knocked out of play, and the referees are going to award the ball to Rich. Substitutions being made for the Rebels: Maddie Weston, Darlene Peterson, Cassidy Grohl, Hattie Cornea, and Dixie Huffaker on the court right now. Cornea manning the point guard spot. She dribbles towards the point, picks up her dribble, and goes to Weston on the near wing. To the elbow, Huffaker throwing it way out to Grohl on the far wing as she dribbles inside the perimeter. And her pass up top was stolen away. Here's Browning dribbling down the court, and one. Shot was raised with Grohl right on her hip, and Cannell Browning had not a lucky roll, but a fortunate one, as that just stayed put for a moment on top of the cylinder and barely got enough wind to push itself through. Browning trying to complete the three-point play, and she does so there. 48-23 Rich. So far, the Mustangs have gotten off to a strong start in the fourth quarter. They've put up 7 points, while the Rebels have put up just 2. There's a three-pointer missed by Rich from Hattie Corney in the corner, and then Huffaker stepped out of bounds after getting the rebound. Little under 5 to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Lead for the Rebels has been trimmed down to 25, so still a comfortable margin for Coach Lundgren and company. Kelly and the Mustangs get the ball across half court with Browning on the near wing, going up top to Kelly, guarded by Peterson, and given across to Cannell, who looks to Kelly for a wing three, splashed through. Mustangs having success so far in the fourth quarter. It's 48-26. Over to Grohl on the near wing. Cassidy dribbles up the arc and passes to Hattie Cornea, who looks to Peterson in the near wing. Rebels with under 4.5 to play go to Weston for a mid-range shot. That goes! Great looking shot by the senior Maddie Weston, and it's 50-26 Rich. Weston gives her side a much needed bucket. That's her first points of the day as well. On the other end, it was Browning attacking the hoop, and contact made, and 1-1, or a foul on Rich. 2 free throws coming up. First free throw from Browning up and good. So it's 50-27. I mean, there's no reason to even look at the panic button here for the Rebels as we're halfway through the fourth quarter, but the Mustangs playing some of their best basketball over the last 8 quarters right now. Second free throw rims in and out. Rebound Rich. Cornea dribbles across half court. Passes to Grohl on the near wing. Cassidy with plenty of room, puts up a long two-pointer, and that knocks through. 52-27. Cassidy Grohl up to 3 points this afternoon. Just over 3.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Mustangs have with Browning at the free throw line. She gets it out to Kelly, and now passed over to Browning for 3 off the rim, rebounded by Argyle. Dished out to Cornea, who dribbles across half court in a double dribble. And Hattie Cornea, I think she wanted to pass it up court and then decided not to after she had picked up the ball and then continued dribbling. Easy call for the official. Inbound pass from Manila goes to Browning as she crosses half court. Plenty of room between her and the nearest defender, Hattie Cornea. Moved over to Bambraw, whistle blows, off-ball foul as Cora Guyman and Dixie Huffaker were jockeying for positioning at the block. Foul on Huffaker, and that is the 6th foul for Rich in this half. So after this will be 1-1 free throws for the Mustangs. Inbound pass from Manila is slapped out of play by Grohl. We'll do it all over again. We have 3:15 remaining in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Browning running the inbound pass beneath the Rebel basket. Looking for someone, running out of time, throws it up, and it's caught by Bambraw beyond the arc. Pass to Kelly, who gives it over to Browning outside the three-point line. Inside pass to Guyman, draws contact, and 1-1s are coming up. Free throws for the junior Cora Guyman. Guyman definitely the tallest player on the court right now. And she's at the free throw line. First one up and good, so she'll get a second. That was Rich's 7th foul, so 1-1. And with the score being 52-28 on the Station on Main scoreboard, Coach Lundgren calls time with 3:04 to go in the fourth quarter.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Guyman at the charity stripe for her second of 2 free throws, with the Rebels leading 52-28 late in the fourth quarter. Free throw up off the back iron, rebound Argyle. Rich gets it out to Cornea, who dribbles across half court. Pass to Grohl for a wing three. No good. Ball went over the hoop and out of bounds. It's Manila basketball. Coach Lundgren making a substitution, bringing in Tylee Tingy for Dixie Huffaker. Mustangs inbounded to Browning, who dribbles across half court. Cannell Browning has been out there the entire game. And right now she's knifing through the defense, and a nice layup goes. 52-30. By far the best quarter Manila's had today or even yesterday. Mustangs entering the fourth quarter had 16 points as Rich launches a shot that goes off the backboard, and a collision between Josie Kelly and Tylee Tingy is a foul on Rich. Two sides both going for the loose ball, and they call it on Tingy, which sends Kelly to the free throw line. As I was saying, though, Manila, 16 points entering the fourth, and they're up to 30. I mean, they nearly have doubled what they've done in the last 3 games. In this fourth quarter alone, they have outscored the combined score they had yesterday. And Kelly knocks down the first free throw. 52-31, and I'm saying all this with no concern in my voice, as it's still a sizable lead for Rich with 2:26 to go in the fourth quarter. Second free throw up and good, so it's a 20-point game with under 2.5 to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Rebels still have their second unit in, and now it's Tingy at the block, knocking it through off the glass. 54-32, and Tylee Tingy picking up her first points this season at the varsity level. 2:13 remaining in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Coach Lundgren has all 5 starters except for Maddie Weston on the bench right now. Mustangs have Kelly put up a 3. That's well wide. Ball gets out of play, and it is Rich basketball with under 2 to play in the fourth quarter. Tingy passing it to Corney as she crosses the timeline. Now inside to Tylee Tingy, and she wanted to go back out to Corney. 2 not on the same page, but Hattie able to retrieve the ball, then bounce past it inside to Weston, fouled on her way up. 2 free throws for Maddie Weston. 1:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Maddie Weston, who started the last couple games, she started yesterday against Manila, on Thursday against ICS, as the first free throw is just a little bit off target for Weston. But yeah, she's been making a handful of starts as of late, and what a great facilitator with the ball, making smart decisions with it. Weston goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe and picks up her 3rd point of the day. It's now 55-32, just over 90 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Browning for the Mustangs going towards the elbow. Has a pass back to her as she puts up a 3. That's off the front rim, and it is a jump ball. We get a Mound Valley Cattle Company jump ball. Arrow is going Mustangs' direction, so they'll have an inbound play beneath the Rebel basket. Browning to do the honor. She goes to the block, and That's where Corford was fouled as she went up with it, and she'll go to the free throw line. So after this game had been uninterrupted for an extended period of time, we've had a lot of blown whistles in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes, sending players to the free throw line. First free throw up and good for Kyra. 55-33 Rich. Make sure you stick around after this one. We'll have post-game coverage of it leading into the pregame coverage for the boys varsity matchup between the Rebels and the Mustangs. Second free throw is perfect. 55-34, Rebels ahead. Minute 23 to go in the fourth quarter. A travel called on Hattie Cornea. She dragged her foot as she was passing it in the lane. Substitutions being made, and Cannell Browning is going to walk off the court here. Cannell, a senior, gets a standing ovation, and she has been a warrior the last 2 games, playing nearly every minute. Mustangs offensively have it with Bambra. They get it to Corford at the baseline and has the ball wrestled away from her. Jump ball called, and the arrow is going Rich's direction. Cannell Browning, just seeing her play the last 2 days, you want to talk about effort. She does not care about the score whatsoever. Start to finish, playing with a lot of hustle and competitiveness, a senior. Rebels have it on the offense right now with Cornea just beyond the arc. Under a minute to play. Passed over to Grohl on the far wing, given back to Hattie, and now moved to Tingy. Tiley enters the lane and kicks it out to Cornea. Thought about shooting from mid-range, instead passing it off, and the Rebels content with bleeding as much clock off as they can. 30 seconds to play. Inside to Argyle, back out to Cornea for a long 2-pointer. It's rebounded by Tingy and given to Weston at the free throw line. 20 seconds to play. Grohl dribbles towards the free throw line and kicks it out to Cornea beyond the arc. 13 seconds and counting. Rebels content with moving it all around the court right now as it's out of bounds, though, with Tylee Tingy. Pass was too high for her, and on her way to retrieve it, a foot went out of play, and it's Mustangs basketball. 5 seconds to go in the game. Draper looking to Corford at the free throw line, puts up a shot at the buzzer, no good, and that's how the game comes to an end. Rebels dominate in Manila. They win 55-34 over the Mustangs. To wrap up their regular season, they finish it off with a 12-7 record, while Manila falls to 4-10. We'll have the boys varsity game coming up in about 10 to 15 minutes. So what we will do is we'll have a condensed girls post-game show along with a condensed boys pregame show. We'll get into our post-game coverage right after this. Rebels winning 55-34 in Manila.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Berg Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome back to our post-game coverage here at Manila. Let's get into our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Much like last night, it was all Rebels start to finish, but the fourth quarter was not exactly the same as yesterday, but the Rebels dominated. They jumped out to an 11-0 start. Mustangs and Rebels would wrap up the first quarter with Rich leading 22-4. In that first quarter, we had J.C. Corner go off for 7 points, and Stacy tallied up 6. In the second quarter, a bit of a slower pace from both ends. Not a whole lot of scoring, and at the half, it was a 34-9 lead for the Rebels. Mustangs held to 3 points in the first half yesterday. They triple that today. Third quarter, like the second quarter, slower pace, a little bit more molasses basketball. And the Rebels went into the final frame of the regular season, leading 46-16. So remember that 30-point margin right there. Manila would have a fantastic fourth quarter. They had 16 points after 3 quarters, and they doubled that in the fourth quarter and then some. Rebels and Mustangs wrapped up with a final of 55-34, and that is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. That's Jimmy John's on Front Street in Evanston, where fresh and fast meat gourmet sandwiches every day. I love my Jimmy John's. Now time for our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. Precision Play of the Game for the Rebels. Let's start to scratch our memory here. And what were some of the big plays that jumped out to us? You know what? I'm going to give it to Ambria Lutz. Ambria Lutz picked up a loose ball. Actually, we'll save that for the play of the game. How about our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game? We're going to go to, I'm seeing, gosh, I'm at a loss here, but precision play of the game. Rebels were just so balanced. That's the thing. We'll give it out to the only three-pointer I remember. It was McKenna Stacy from beyond the arc. So the Rebels not having tons of success from beyond the three-point line, but they didn't need it today, so no reason to be alarmed. But that right there is our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game. McKenna Stacy knocking down a triple in the third quarter. All right, let's get into the second half of our post-game coverage here with the Auto Farm Chevrolet shot and play of the game. Shot of the game, we'll look to Maddie Weston in that fourth quarter. Like I said earlier, she did a great job of moving the ball around, making the smart choice, making the right passes, and a lot of unselfish basketball. And in the fourth quarter, she had some room, and she had earlier, but decided, you know what? How about I bury a nice mid-range shot? And that's exactly what she did. So Maddie Weston picks up the Auto Farm Chevrolet shot of the game and the play of the game, like I alluded to earlier. We'll go to Ambria Lutz scooping up a ball at just outside their own three-point line for the Rebels, running the length of the court with the defender right on her side, drawing contact on her way up, and won and finished the three-point play with a free throw. That is our Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership serving Rich County for generations. Shot and play of the game. LSR refrigerated game adjustment. My favorite one, none needed. Rebels were balanced, multiple scores. Just about everyone got equal playing time. A very even keel game for the Rebels. So no major adjustment needed for the Rebels, but that's brought to you by LSR Refrigerated. Thanks to Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine family, wishing the Rebels good luck. We'll take not a quick break, but we'll switch gears and get over to our pregame coverage, the Gary Tusher pregame show for the boys matchup, which will get underway in a little over 8 minutes. So we'll have our J-Bar Excavation scene set and more in just a second. Hang on with me here. All right, everyone, let's get over and turn our hats around here. It's now time for the J-Bar Excavation scene set on the Gary Tusher pregame show. Scene set for the Rebels. We'll start things off with Rich, as they are the visitors here. They come in with an 11-9 overall record, 3-3 in region play. And that ninth loss coming last night against Manila in what was a thrilling game. On the road, Rich is 5-5, so I wouldn't say that's great. I definitely wouldn't say that's bad. 500 basketball away from your home court is never something you want to be frustrated with. In terms of what they've done in the last 5 games, though, different story. 2-3 against some tough competition between Wendover and Manila last night. Last night, by the way, Rich's 34 points was a season low. However, they were able to hold it down for the Mustangs, who come in with a 16-4 mark, 7-1 in region play. They're currently on a 7-game winning streak. At their home court, they're pretty unstoppable. They're 9-2. And just like Rich last night, both season lows for the two teams, the difference being Manila with 2 points more. And that right there is our J-Bar excavation scene set. The team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation project. Call them at 435-793-5855. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to have the T7 Propane Coaches Show. For all of your propane needs, call them at 435-793-4208 right after this on the Gary Tusher Pregame Show.
2 of the things you work hardest for in life are your family and your money. Taking care of the money you earn is an important part of taking care of your family. Gary Tusher, CPA of Montpelier, Idaho, is a rancher who's also provided professional tax preparation and financial services for more than 30 years.
When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, 208-847-2601.
Welcome into the T7 Propane Coaches Show. I'm now with Rich High Boys Basketball Head Coach Lex Cornea. Coach Cornea, final regular season game of the season, and it seems like you guys started the season off with a very thrilling game against Telos in triple overtime, and last night came down to the wire. So the front end of the season here has been really exciting. Let's talk about the middle. How has the season progressed from your point of view?
Well, I think we've definitely had our ups and downs, and times we're playing really well, sometimes through fault of ours, sometimes through no fault of ours, either quarantines or injuries, been playing a little bit lower quality of basketball, but on the whole, it's been a very successful season. I mean, right now we've won 13 games, and I think if you'd have gone to these kids earlier this year and said, hey, how would you like to have won 13 games on the last day of the season? I think they just said that'd be great, but I mean, it shows how far we've come. I think that they're very upset about last night. They felt like they let one get away from them, and that we're a better team than our record shows. So that just kind of shows the growth that these guys have had, and kind of the confidence they've built throughout this year.
Coach, let's break down last night. 2-point loss. What is it like to hold a team to 36 points but come up short?
It's very frustrating, and I think both teams were obviously very frustrated. Manila, that was a defensive clinic, and honestly, on both sides, I thought we did a very good job on defense. Just not quite as long as they did. I felt like we had about 2 or 3 more breakdowns than Manila did, and that allowed them to get some points. Which in a 34-36 game, 2 points is like 5 or 6 in a normal scoring game. But it is frustrating to play against defense like that, and I think we frustrated them too. But it's heartbreaking. It's tough. But you got to have a short-term memory. I think last night we were scared of losing that game. As it got tight, I think that we went, uh-oh, this could happen, and what is this going to do to us? And I think we played scared. I think that contributed to us having 18 turnovers last night. Tonight, there's a difference between playing scared and playing like determined and angry, or just a little pissed. And I think that's where we need to be tonight. I mean, our season does not come down to this game, and RPI, this game affects things the exact same way as the first game of our season. We just know more of the story now. We're going to be playing next Saturday. I don't think we're going to drop down to one of the play-in games, and we just have to be determined enough to say we want to play that in our own gym. And I think that the right to play in your own gym is going to come down tonight.
Coach, talking about last night a little more, you guys got Connor Greer back from injury. How did you feel he played, and what was your takeaway from his performance?
Well, we could definitely see that he's been out for a while, and I think he still lacks some confidence on that ankle, and he is missing some explosion that he had before. I think you could definitely see that on a couple rebounds. That we still got the ball, but normally he would have jumped up and had that in two hands, and as it was, he just kind of bodied up, and so I can still see he lacks some confidence on it. But I also thought that he moved well and did some things that were very good. I mean, obviously he had 8 points, and it's funny how basketball goes. That first three of his, if it would have gone, and it was a good-looking shot, looked good out of his hand, I mean, the house would have come down last night for him to come in and hit a three, coming back from a sprained ankle that everybody saw happen. It was about an inch and a half off. And as it was, I think that took him out and things a little bit, and he had a tough time too. And I mean, that game, in a 2-point game, you can go back to any sequence of those 32 minutes and say the game came down to that. And I think that was one of them. But he talked to me last night. He wants to get back. He felt really good on it, and I expect him to play a lot of this game tonight.
Coach Cornier, one final question for you. John Scott limited to just 4 points yesterday. What can you guys do to get him more involved offensively?
Well, you got to tip your hat to the Hughes kid from Manila. I mean, that was a defensive effort that was pretty special, because we know how good John is, and he scored against good defenses before, and last night he just could not find airspace. I think that, we've got some adjustments for tonight to hopefully make that kid have to choose kind of where he plays John, whether he stays on him or whether he comes down and helps at some things we've got going at the rim. I think that should help. But, we told John this summer that you're going to get teams' best shot defensively, and I think he's kind of he now knows what it feels like to have somebody just lock on you the whole game, and I think we're going to see some different things from him, some more cuts to the basket, and he knows that. I mean, that's the beauty of playing a team 24 hours later is you basically know what they're going to do, and it's fresh in your mind, and I think we're going to see just how intelligent a basketball player John Scott is tonight and the way he adjusts to that.
Coach, thank you so much for the time. Best of luck tonight.
No problem. Thanks.
That is Rich High boys basketball head coach Lex Cornea on the T7 Propane Coaches Show.
All right, folks, we got about 15 seconds left on the clock, and I think we're going to have the national anthem played before the starting lineup. So what we will do is we'll step aside during that here on the Gary Tuscher pregame show, and when we return, we'll have a abbreviated Laketown Ledger, pregame slice, and more. So we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll have the starting lineups between the Rebels and the Mustangs right here on Rebel Radio 98.3 FM KADQ Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply Store.
Rebels starting lineup being announced here. Connor Greer starting tonight along with Truman Huffner, Riley Taylor, Logan Meerbrook, and John Scott. So the usual starting five for the Rebels. Great to see Connor Greer back out there. And I'll tell you what, if Randolph was hostile last night, Manila's no different. It's a loud environment here on the Gary Tusher pregame show. Mustangs starting lineup. We'll get those out to you as I see them. It looks like the same as yesterday. Dalton Taylor out there, along with Tuck Davis, Cody Meir, and Kyler Hughes and Hunter Gailey. And those are the starting five for both sides. Quickly, our Laketown ledger before tip-off. Rebels and Mustangs. Rich leads the series 26-9. However, Manila has won their last five against the Rebels, the longest run in series history. Rich beat Manila. I beg your pardon, Manila beat Rich last night 36-34. Old Chicago Pizza and Tap Room pregame slice. Rich wearing their road blues as they win the tip. They'll go from left to right while the Mustangs are in their home whites. We'll reset our station on main scoreboard from the girls game. And we are underway here. Rebel offense working through Greer as he passes to Huffner at the top of the arc. Huffner looking over and inside. And now back out to Greer, who drives through the paint. And wow, a parting of the Red Sea for Connor Greer. And just like that, the Rebels strike first. They lead 2-0 on the station on main scoreboard. So 2-0 Rich. Manila chucks up a three, and that's off target. Rebound Scott. Good to see Connor Greer pick up the first points of the day. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for now, the Rebels save it, no. Offensively, they had Meerbrook working down low, try to keep it in bounds, but ultimately, ball went out of play, and it's Manila basketball. Mustang dribbling across half court. And a travel called on Kyler Hughes. So 2-0 Rich with a little over 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Speaking with Coach Corney before the game, one thing he really wants his team is to play with confidence. Play not fearful of what's ahead if they lose, but just go out there and compete. And that was big to see Connor Greer do that as Taylor works down low. First shot, no good. Second effort is going to be a foul on Taylor on the rebound. So that's Taylor's first, and team's first as well the half. Rebels up 2-0, 6:55 to go in the first quarter. Mustangs have Kyler Hughes run the point as he dribbles across the timeline. Hughes going down the baseline, then reversing course and ditching it out to Tuck Davis. Davis dribbling along the perimeter, and now it's moved back over to Hughes on the near wing. Muir at the top of the arc running the point guard spot, and Manila content with keeping this ball outside the arc as there's Dalton Taylor running in, drawing contact, and one. Just as I said, Manila looking to keep the ball along the three-point line. Taylor dribbles in and goes over Connor Greer, his first foul, team second, and it's 2-2. Free throw no good, but as Taylor was trying to collect the rebound, it went out of bounds, but one official's trying to override the other. I'm not quite sure what the discussion is about, but they're having a conference right now. I thought it was last touched. Okay, so they're going to call a foul on the rebound on, he said 21 White. I think he means 31 White. 31, yep, so that's on Tuck Davis, a sophomore. His first and team's first as well. So we're stuck at 2 apiece with 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Inbound pass goes to Scott with a full court press. Scott dribbling into the lane, pulls up. Floater is short, and it's rebounded by Manila. Mustangs moving the ball down the court. Hughes running the point guard spot, standing in the center court circle. Passing inside the lane, and pass taken away. No, a kickball on Rich. Greer picked up the ball, but a kickball is deemed, and it's going to be Mustangs basketball beneath the Rebel basket with 6:10 to go in the first quarter, 2-2 on the station on main scoreboard. Inbound pass goes to Davis, and in tight quarters, he knocks it in. Right from the block. So it's 4-2 Mustangs. They take their first lead early here in the first quarter. Greer attacking the paint, kicking it out to Meerbrook on the baseline. Shots too deep. Offensive rebound by Connor Greer, who looks back to Meerbrook. He couldn't handle the pass, popped off his chest. Manila picks up the basketball and takes it across half court. They pass it over to Taylor on the near wing. He's got room. He attacks the hoop and lays it in. Rich gave him too much space, and it's 6-2 Manila. Huffner running the point guard spot as he crosses the timeline. Passes it over to Greer on the near wing. 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Greer dribbling into the lane, kicking it out to Huffner in the corner. Whistle blows, and a foul is coming up on the Mustangs. Jaden Grohl checking into the game right now for Logan Meerbrook. That foul from Manila, by the way, on Hunter Gailey, his first. Greer with a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play. Inbound goes to Grohl, who whips it out to Huffner beyond the arc. Truman passing it to Greer on the near wing. Screen set by Taylor as Connor pulls up from beyond the arc. Beautiful shot. Right down the middle. And it's a 1-point game with under 5 to play in the first quarter. 6-5 Manila. Meanwhile, the Mustangs looking down low to Kyler Hughes. His tight shot is going to be no good, and it's rebounded by Grohl with a handful of horses all around him. Here's Connor Greer, and with 5 points, he leads the Rebels, puts up a long three. Are you kidding me? Connor Greer has a swagger back. It's 8-6 Rich. All 8 points by Connor Greer in the first quarter. Mustangs have it with Cody Meir. Now over to Hughes in the corner to Taylor. Taylor dribbles up the arc. Just over 4 to play in the first quarter. Taylor passing it off to Gailey, who gives it over to Hughes, and now down low to Gailey at the block. Lays it in. Good move by Manila to tie the game at 8 apiece. Under 4 to play in the first quarter. 8-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Greer kicking it out to Huffner. Huffner attacking the baseline, picks up his dribble, puts up a bit of a contested shot off the back iron. Rebound Manila. Mustangs push it down the court to Davis. And Davis has it stripped away. A steal by Greer. Dribbles through traffic and across the timeline. Greer pump fakes from 3, hands it off to Huffner on the far wing, who gives it back to Greer with 3.5 to play in the first quarter. All even at 8. Scott takes the pass, dribbles into the lane, and an illegal screen on Jaden Grohl is called. That's Grohl's first, team's third. Looked like a good call to me by the officials as Grohl kind of stuck out that left elbow to extend his body frame. Mustangs to inbound it. Inbound pass goes to Kyler Hughes, the go-to guy for this Mustangs offense. He goes into the corner for Slaw, who just checked into the game. Ashton Slaw passing it up top right now to Davis. Over to Taylor on the far wing. All this taking place beyond the three-point line. Just over 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. It's 8-8. Muir has it and passes to Hughes in the far corner. Now inside to Davis at the block. Dribbles along the baseline. Kicks it out to Slaw beyond the arc. Dribbling in was Taylor in reversing course. Cody Muir spots up a long three. That's not going to fall, and it's rebounded by a pair of Rebels. A moment of panic as Grohl and Taylor both had it. But now it's with Huffner as he dribbles across half court. Huffner lost it, but it conveniently rolled to Jaden Grohl. Throws it out to Greer in the corner for 3. That's off the rim. He cools off a little bit. Offensive rebound by Taylor. Posts up, puts it up, and a foul on the floor against Manila. So just when it looked like Connor Greer was playing like a first-round pick in the NBA draft, he cools off a little bit. But Riley Taylor takes a trip to the Bear Lake Realty free throw line. Just under 2.5 to play in the first quarter. We're all even at 8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor looking to be the first Rebel not named Connor Greer to score today. As he misses the first free throw, we'll have to wait. Logan Meerbrook checks back into the game for Jaden Grohl. Grohl providing valuable minutes on the court defensively in the rebound department. Taylor goes 0 for 2 from the charity stripe, and on the rebound attempt, Meerbrook is flagged for a foul. That's going to be the team's fourth, Logan's first. Manila to inbound on their half the court. They get it into Hughes. Hughes strolling across half court now. Passing over to Taylor on the near wing. Pump fake to 3, and now it's moved across to Hughes on the far wing. Down low to Taylor in the lane. Has his pass stripped away, and then it went to Connor Greer, and he was called for a travel. Greer unhappy with the call, and Coach Cornea is pleading his case, but the man in stripes is not going to change his mind. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Inbound pass goes to Hughes. Hughes passes to Taylor and then gives it right back to Kyler. Manila in the corner right now. Slaw in a bit of a jam. He kicks it way out beyond the arc to Dalton Taylor. Taylor approaches the arc and passes it over to Hughes. Manila moving the ball well beyond the arc here. With Hughes on the near wing now. Minute 40 and counting to go in the first quarter. Rebels and Mustangs tied up at 8. Tuck Davis puts up a wing 3, and that's good. 11-8 Manila. Mustangs had 2 points at the end of the first quarter a night ago. They're up to 11 right now with under 90 seconds to play. Scott pulls up from mid-range. Shot rolls off the rim, and ball went out of play. Last touch by Rich. Mustangs basketball beneath their own hoop. Manila to inbound it, and they get it into Hughes. Kyler Hughes, a sophomore, and it's someone that Coach Cornea spoke very highly of, and they really have to zero in on him. And as I say that, Truman Huffner with a nifty piece of handwork right there, pokes the ball out of Hughes' hands. Went out of bounds, last touch by Rich, so it'll stick with the Mustangs. Manila to inbound it. Taylor's inbound pass goes to Hughes on the Mustangs half the court. Now he dribbles across the timeline. Little over a minute to play in the first quarter. At the top of the arc, moved across to Hughes on the near wing. Back over to Muir. On the far wing now, it's with Davis. Taylor, guarded by Taylor. Two Taylors guarding each other. As Dalton Taylor drives in, layup rolls off the back iron, rebounded by Huffner. Rebels have it with 40 seconds. Truman dribbles across half court. Picks up his dribble, looks to Taylor at the top of the key. Riley Taylor puts it in the belly of Truman Huffner, who hands it over to Greer. Greer attacking the lane, putting up a floater. Shots too deep. Rolled off the top of the backboard, and it's rebounded by the Mustangs with 23 seconds. They get it across half court with 20 seconds now. Manila up 3. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mustangs have it with Taylor. They get it out to Slaw near the half-court line, and that's where he's fouled by Greer. A needless foul there by Connor Greer, his second of the first quarter, and now Connor Greer will have to come out. So Hayden Meek will check in for the senior, Greer. And Greer frustrated with himself. He knows he shouldn't have committed that foul. With 9 seconds left, Mustangs to inbound it. They get it into Hughes. Hughes crosses half court, goes to Taylor, 5 seconds. Taylor at the three-point line, moving his way in, 2 seconds. Floater, no good. Rebound, and that's the first quarter. 3 points separating these two teams after 8 minutes of basketball in Manila.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Welcome into the Stacy's Repair second quarter here at Manila. It's the Rebels trailing by 3 against the Mustangs. Manila starts the second quarter with the basketball. They go to Taylor on the far wing, up top to Muir, across and over to Hughes on the near wing, and the Mustangs yet to attack the perimeter. Now they do, but immediately retreat out of it. Hughes making his way towards the baseline, then crossed over and came backwards. Cody Muir passing it up to Tuck Davis, made his way towards the free throw line and passed it off. Manila feeding it inside now, and there's a block by Meerbrook. What a great come from behind block by the senior. Rebel offense has it with Hayden Meek at the top of the arc. Meek passing it across to Huffner in between the three-point line and half-court line. Truman driving into the paint, putting up a tough shot. Rebound by Taylor. Nearly had it ripped away, so a jump ball is called. Jump ball is going to have the Rebels stick with it as the arrow is going their way. 7:11 to go in the second quarter. Rebels trailing 11-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rich has it beyond the arc right now with Meek. He goes to Scott, who makes his way towards the lane, puts up a tough floater, but it's good. 11-10, Manila ahead, and John Scott is the first person not named Connor Greer to score for the Rebels today. Cody Muir has it beyond the arc for the Mustangs. It's moved along the perimeter and now inside to Davis. Whistle blows and a foul on Davis. 3-second violation, check that. So it's Rebel basketball. Substitutions being made here. Hayden Meek and Riley Taylor check out, with Grohl and Greer re-entering the game. Inbound pass is a tough one. Who's got it? Ball went out of play. Let's see who last touched it. Referee's yet to make a signal. And they're going to say it was last touched by Manila. Mustangs putting on a bit of a full court press right in here. Scott to inbound it. Oh, timeout. As a little girl is taking a bit of a walk right in front of Scott. Now we're ready to go. Inbound pass goes to Meerbrook. He gets it out to Greer. Dribbles across the timeline on the far side. Throws it out to Huffner well beyond the arc. Huffner dribbling a couple times towards the center court line. Under 6.5 to play in the first half. Rebels down 1. Scott entering it in to Meerbrook. He puts up from the free throw, from the baseline. Rebounded by Manila. Mustangs dribbles across the timeline. And Manila slowing things down with Kyler Hughes. Hughes looks to Meir at the elbow. Played over to Davis. He goes along the baseline. Blocked by Meerbrook. What a block. No, but a foul. That's foul number 2 on Logan. A beautiful block. I mean, you want to talk about Air Logan. There it is. But a foul called on him, his second, and that is number 6 for Rich in the first half. So Coach Corney, the big decision here, and he's going to take out Meerbrook, it appears, as Riley Taylor goes to the scorer's table. Free throw coming up for Tuck Davis. Up and off the back iron. So not only is Riley Taylor coming into the game, so is Hayden Meek right now. Grohl and Meerbrook grab a seat. 6:05 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels trailing 11-10 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Davis' second free throw, also off the back iron. Same spot, rebounded by Huffner for the Rebels. Rich dribbling the ball across half court. Goes to Meek on the far wing. Meek takes a few dribbles and then passes it across to Greer at the top of the arc. Hunter Greer looks to Meek at the top of the key. Now Huffner dribbling in the left side. A whistle blows as he picked up his dribble. And a foul on Manila, it looks like. Foul on the Mustangs. That is the second foul for Tuck Davis, team's fourth. And we'll have a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play beneath the basket of the Mustangs. Scott gets it into Taylor in the corner. Taylor passing it off to Greer, well beyond the far wing. Greer lost it, making his way in. Now it's stuck between his legs. Ball's loose on the floor and jump ball called. It'll be Mustangs basketball. Rebels down by 1, 5.5 to play in the first half. Manila to inbound it along their own baseline. Inbound pass for the Mustangs. Goes in to Kyler Hughes. Hughes passing it now and getting across the timeline is Davis. He faces a double team and a tenacious 1-2, but he finds the open Hughes on the far wing. He dribbles to mid-range and then gets it out to Gailey. Mustangs moving it around the horn here. It's with Tuck Davis on the near wing. Just over 5 to play in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rich trails by 1. Mustangs moving it over to Hughes on the far wing. Now inside, then back out to Hughes. Quick ball movement results in a quick three-pointer now by Taylor. Rebounded by Scott. Scott dribbles across the timeline on the right side. Goes to Meek in the corner. Entry pass to Taylor. Taylor wanted to go back out to Meek, two not on the same page as Meek was beginning to cut inside the perimeter. So a pass went out of bounds. It's Mustangs basketball. 4:38 to play in the second quarter. 11-10 Manila. Only 2 points have been scored between these two sides nearly halfway through this quarter. Manila yet to get the ball across half court. Now they do with Hughes, and he has it stolen away. A travel first. Hughes just ran into an iron wall of Connor Greer and Hayden Meek, and they jarred the ball loose, but a travel will give the ball to Rich anyway. Scott dribbling across half court. Guarded closely by Hughes. He gives it over to Greer on the far wing. Up top to Taylor. Taylor takes a few dribbles. Entry pass to a cutting Scott. Teardrop floater goes. Great pass, an excellent finish, and Rich retakes the lead. It's 12-11. Scott with 4 points in the second quarter. All the points scored in the entire second quarter. Mustangs offense has the top of the arc with Hughes, who puts up a three. Well wide rebound. Huffner, and a foul called on Manila. A little overly aggressive there by Hunter Gailey, a senior. And Coach Mike Hughes unhappy with the call, but it's Rebel basketball with 3:49 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter, leading by 1. Inbound pass goes to Taylor. Taylor, with all the time in the world, dribbles across half court. He puts it right into the belly of Scott. Scott yet to dribble. Instead, he passes to Meek to the near wing. Meek taking a few dribbles, then passing it over to Huffner. Cross-court pass goes to Scott on the far wing. Entry pass inside to Taylor. Picks up his dribble, finds it cutting Scott. Ball went out of play. Last touch by Mustangs. Just under 3.5 to go in the Stacy's Repair second quarter. Rebels leading by 1. Meek to inbound it. Goes to Huffner, pulls up from the baseline, off the back iron. Meek fighting for the loose ball. It's rebounded by Manila. Taylor dribbles across half court for the Mustangs. Dalton gives it over to Kyler Hughes, guarded by Scott. Gives it back to Taylor as the two weave in and out. Now fed up top to Slaw and moved over to Hughes on the near wing. Under 3 to go. Rebels up 12-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Slaw entering the perimeter. Passed over to Taylor on the far wing. Taylor attacking the lane. He lost it on the way in. Easy steal for Hayden Meek. Meek passing it off to Huffner, who dribbles across the timeline. Gives it up to Meek. Hayden Meek passing it to Greer on the far wing now. Inside, over to Taylor, to Huffner, a travel. So Truman Huffner pleading his case right now, but it will not be overturned. With 2:28 to go in the first half, it's a 1-point lead for Rich on the road. Kyler Hughes strolling up the middle of the court as he crosses the timeline. Moves it across and now inside the perimeter to Taylor. Dalton Taylor backpedaling outside the three-point line. Passes to Muir, across to Hughes, who dribbles up the arc. A little over 2 minutes to play in the half. Muir takes it on the near wing, pump fakes, and then instead looks down in the corner for Hughes. Taylor dribbling to the near wing. Lackadaisical moves inside and kicks it out to Slaw, who pump faked to three, goes to Davis instead. Davis reverses it back to Slaw. Slaw now across and over to Hughes. Hughes with room beyond the arc, instead passes it to Davis. Taylor and the Mustangs offense keeping this ball beyond the arc for the most part. Here's Muir putting up a three. That's well wide. Rebound Taylor. Under 90 seconds to play in the first half. Rebels trying to add to their 1-point lead. Greer driving in, picking up his dribble in mid-range and kicking it out to Huffner. Looks down low to Scott. Zipped a pass in. Scott with lots of traffic around him. His shot rolled off the rim. Rebound Mustangs. Manila attacking down the far side of the court. Under a minute to go in the Stacey's Repair second quarter. And a foul on John Scott as he was reaching in trying to knock the ball out of the hands of Kyler Hughes, which will send him to the free throw line as that is foul number 7. So 1 and 1. First foul for Scott. Hughes knocked down 2 crucial game-winning free throws last night, but he misses this one there. Rebounded by Meerbrook. Spits it out over to Huffner, who approaches half court and crosses it. Now facilitated across to Greer inside. Meerbrook lost it, couldn't keep a handle of it. Under 40 seconds to play. Dalton Taylor getting the play call from his coach Hughes. Taylor dribbling just out and across the half-court line. 25 seconds and counting to go. 20 seconds. Mustangs keeping this ball right next to the center court line. Slaw on the near wing has it. 11 seconds. He approaches the top of the arc and gives it over to Taylor. 7 seconds. Taylor dribbling in the lane, finds an open. Davis lays it in. 1 second. Rebels, a stolen inbound pass. Counted at the buzzer by Kyler Hughes. So the Mustangs scored with about 3 seconds before the half. Then Kyler Hughes stole the inbound pass and knocked down a 12-foot buzzer beater to not only retake the lead but add on to it. It's 15-12 Mustangs. A tough ending for the Rebels to close out that first half. We'll get into our Crawford Trough halftime show with the Manila Mustangs leading at home 15-12.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
History from the gangsters of the past like Babyface Nelson, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Bonnie and Clyde are at the Legal Tender restaurant located inside the Best Western Dunmar Inn. In 1957, retired FBI agent Jack Dub Mills purchased the motel. During his FBI career, Dub worked with many other famous agents like Elliot Ness and Sam Calley to take the criminals down. From the names on the menu to the nostalgia on the walls, notorious figures from the 1920s are all around. Come and enjoy a delicious meal surrounded by history today at the Legal Tender restaurant, 1601 Harrison Drive, Evanston.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Welcome into our Crawford Trough halftime show here. It's the Mustangs leading. We'll update our station on main scoreboard. 15-12 after 4 points in the last 4 seconds, just about, of the first half. A lot to unpack here. We'll start things off with the stats for the first half from the Rebels. They were led by Connor Greer, and that's a great sight to see. He had 8 points in the first half. He had 8 all game a night ago. All 8 coming in the first quarter. The issue is the Rebels have been a little bit one-dimensional offensively. Greer with 8, Scott with 4, and that's it. If you remember last night, Taylor and Meerbrook combined for 14 points at the end of the first half. The two of them, I don't think they've really gotten much of a shot off. So for the Rebels, they got a lot to work on at the half right now. I also want to just put this out there for the Mustangs right now. It is homecoming for them, so they're having some homecoming celebrations here in terms of homecoming kings and queens and whatnot. So the team was late getting into the locker room, and they have paused the clock on the scoreboard right now, so this may be an extended half for us. But we got more to go over in our Crawford Trough halftime show. It is the place to eat and drink in all of Rich County. And as I sit here in Manila right now, I can't lie to you guys, I'm a little hungry. So it would be great to have a nice Crawford Trough burger at the end of this one. Best burger in all of Rich County. All right, everyone, we'll step aside for a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about the first half a little more and some highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph. All that coming up after the break.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Welcome to our halftime coverage here in Manila, Utah for the regular season finale, both for the Rebels and the Mustangs. After 16 minutes of basketball, it's the Mustangs leading 15-12, largely due to the way they closed out the game. They're leading by 3 due to 4 quick points, a near buzzer beater, and then Kyler Hughes stole the inbound pass and at the buzzer knocked down the shot, and that gave the Mustangs the lead going into the second half. Let's talk about that first half, including some highlights thanks to the town of Randolph. So the biggest highlight has to be Connor Greer getting the start today. He told Coach Cornea that he was feeling ready, back for his usual workload of minutes coming off that ankle sprain, and you know what? He looked ready. 8 points in the first quarter. Didn't look slow or as if he was favoring one leg over the other. So Greer with some strong starts, doing it a multitude of ways. He drove into the paint, and then he also showed off some distance and some range, knocking down a triple from way beyond the arc. There's 2 triples, actually. And I want to talk about that for a second because speaking with Coach Cornea, he felt that when Connor Greer missed his first shot yesterday, maybe that impacted his confidence. And that first game back, he didn't have the step and the jump he had before the injury. And it was big for him to get that confidence back. And I think he got it back with 8 first quarter points today. John Scott yesterday held to just 4 points, didn't have much shots either. He's got 4 at the half today, which is promising. Now they need the rest of the pieces of the puzzle to come in for the Rebels between Taylor and Meerbrook, who have been held to 0 points after the first half here in Manila. Those are some of our first half highlights brought to you by the town of Randolph. Home of the Rich Rebels, good luck from the mayor, Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melanie Lim, and the town clerk, Lena Peer. We've got a bit of a halftime show going on here right now. It's an extra long halftime at Manila due to it being homecoming tonight. So homecoming kings and queens were announced. As I say this, I realize I thought homecoming was only a fall thing, but maybe here at Manila, it's a fall and spring event. I'm not quite sure. But regardless, it did add some extra time on to the halftime show. And I think that's big for the Rebels because it's mental errors that seem to be killing them right now. I mean, one, I won't nail them for giving up a shot and a basket with 4 seconds left before the half. Good on the Mustangs, drawing up a nice play and executing it. But sloppiness on the inbound has pushed the lead out to 3 instead of 1. And then some touchy fouls by Rich. Not necessary ones either. We're talking reach-ins just as the ball carrier crosses half court. And that's resulted in Meerbrook has 2 fouls, Greer has 2, and 2 fouls at the half is not an issue. I mean, that's kind of par for the course. But what you don't want is to get up to 3 and then 4 going into the fourth quarter. That would be tough for the Rebels. We will step aside for a quick break here at Manila. Rebels down 3 on the station on main scoreboard.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
2 roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when 2 roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less travel. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Welcome into the Crawford Trough halftime show. It's 15-12 Rebels, 2.5 to go until the Epic Recreation third quarter. And before we talk about the half a little bit more, we're going to throw on our Bear Lake Realty fan cam for the Rebels. So a lot of Rebel faithful making the trip from Rich County down to Manila, just outside Flaming Gorge and directly on the border with the Cowboy State. And lots of Rich fans over here, and what's turned out to be a very crowded gymnasium here. And it looks like Coach Grohl right there on the fan cam? I think that looks like Coach Grohl. And lots of great fans out here. That's our Bear Lake Realty fan cam. You can visit Gary and Amber McKee at bearlakerealty.com or call them at 435-946-8888. So talking about that first half a little bit more until the second half gets underway. Some things I noticed about the Rebels tonight compared to yesterday. Obviously the biggest one is the confidence that Greer has in his leg, running at full speed and not showing any signs of slowing down. For the Rebels, it seems as if this is just like last night. And I joked with Gary McKee before the game, hey, yesterday was not bad basketball. It was a defensive clinic, start to finish. And sometimes we see clinics wear out in the second half. That wasn't the case yesterday. Both sides never blinked, and points came at a premium. And tonight it looks like it's the same, because at the end of the first half yesterday, the score was 20-15. Tonight it's even lower, 15-12. So it appears we're in for another dogfight where every possession matters. So when you're watching the second half, keep a special eye on how much these teams value the basketball. You may not see teams throwing it down the court, pushing it with maybe riskier passes. They will value that possession so much more in the third quarter and fourth quarter. And it looks like we're ready for our Epic Recreation third quarter now. Epic Recreation, make your vacation an epic one to remember. That's epicrecreation.net, or call them at 435-946-EPIC. Crawford Trough, the place to eat and drink. Halftime show comes to a close, and here we go. Rebels will start with the ball to begin the second half. Inbound pass goes to Taylor across half court. Taylor dribbling well beyond the three-point line. Puts it into the stomach of Greer. Greer pump fakes and now goes towards his left. Passes to Huffner on the near wing, uses a screen to enter the lane. Pulls up from just inside the free throw line. And a nice shot by Truman Huffner, a much needed one. And the game is a 1-point lead here for the Mustangs. It's 15-14 Manila. Huffner gets his first points of the day. Mustangs have it with Meir, and now over to Hughes on the near wing. His entry pass to Davis will result in contact as Tuck Davis escalated his way up to the hoop, and let's see who the foul's on for Rich. It's on Logan Meerbrook. That's his third, and immediately Coach Cornea gets Jaden Grohl ready to enter the game. First foul for the Rebels of the half with 7:22 to go in the third. Davis knocks down the first free throw. It is 16-14 Manila. Second free throw for Davis awaiting us. On the way, and it's no good. Rebound, Huffner. Rebels moving the ball down the court. He crosses half court and now passes to Greer on the near wing. Greer fakes to his right, then moves to his left, has the ball stripped away. Here's Kyler Hughes making his way up the middle of the court and crossing the timeline with 7 minutes to play. Mustangs leading by 2. Here's Taylor going into the lane, and his layup is short, but Meir gets the miss, and then a foul on Rich. Cody Meir scooped up the offensive rebound, and then Jaden Grohl hacked his way to slowing Meir down on his way up. It's the second foul for Grohl, and second in the half for Rich. Cody Meir at the charity stripe, free throw number 1 up and no good. Cody Meir yesterday, if you remember, he fouled out in the fourth quarter, and I don't know if that was a big loss for Manila, but this is a team that doesn't tend to go to their bench. We haven't seen anyone beyond the 6th man, if I can recall, come off and play. Muir goes 1 for 2. It's 17-14 Mustangs on the Station on Main scoreboard. Scott dribbling towards the free throw line, cutting through the paint. What a great job by the senior, laying it in with trees all around him. It's now 17-16 Manila. Tuck Davis passes to Muir at the point. He goes to Taylor on the near wing. Under 6.5 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Muir wants the ball at the block. Taylor doesn't pass it to him. Instead, he goes to Hughes on the far wing. Moved further into the wing with Davis. Now at the top of the key with Gailey. Mustangs passing the ball along the perimeter. At the top of the arc, here is Hughes driving in, then kicking it out to Davis, whose floater is too deep. Rebound Taylor. Rebels down by 1, under 6 to play in the third quarter, and a pass from Greer to Grohl goes off of Jaden's fingertips out of play, and it's Mustangs basketball. Manila dribbling the ball across half court. Mustangs looking like Rich is playing in a zone right now. A 3-2 and a whistle blows. And it's going to be on Rich, it appears. Fouls on Riley Taylor, his second. And that'll be the 4th of the half for the Rebels. Or just the 3rd, actually. Watch how the Rebel defense sets up here. What they're going to do is they're going to put 3 guys along the top of the perimeter and 2 down low, and they're just going to pass players off from one zone to another. In the corner 3, Muir splashed it home. 20-16 Mustangs. They push their lead out to 4, the largest of the game for Manila. And a carry now by Huffner as he brought the ball across the timeline. So turnover by the Rich Rebels. 5:19 to go in the third quarter. Hayden Meek will check into the game now for Jaden Grohl. Inbound pass for Manila goes to Hughes. Hughes dribbles across half court. Goes to the far wing, 3-point shot, Davis. That's off target, rebound Scott, and Scott is tied up. Jump ball called, and it's going to be with the Mustangs. That's where the arrow is pointing. Kyler Hughes got in on Scott's hands, and a jump ball will turn it back over to Manila. They'll inbound it on the Rebel baseline. Just over 5 to play in the third. Rebels down 4. Mustangs struggling to get the ball in, and Coach Mike Hughes calls timeout. With 5:05 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter, Rebels trailing 20-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Mustangs to inbound it to restart the game. They lead by 4 on the Station on Main scoreboard, nearly halfway through the third quarter. Since starting the third quarter, it's been low scoring, much like the rest of the game. Mustangs on the inbound, they get out to Muir at mid-range. He puts it right to Taylor, who kicks it out to Davis beyond the arc. Pump fakes in. Now here is Taylor beyond the arc, moving it over to Hughes, who puts up a wing 3. That's no good. Rebound, Greer. Rebels got it, under 5 to play in the third quarter. Greer taking commands from Coach Corney as he strolls up the court and across the timeline now. Dribbles towards his left, moves it across to Taylor at the point. Riley Taylor goes to the free throw line extended, then passes to Meek in the corner. Rebels and Mustangs in a defensive matchup right now. Neither side giving any team an inch. Meek has it right now, and he passes to Scott at the top of the arc. Scott looking to enter the paint, pulls up from the elbow, tough shot off front iron, rebound Manila. Contested look from John Scott. Here's Dalton Taylor from Manila dribbling down the right side of the court. He goes over to Kyler Hughes at the top of the arc. Zipped across to Tuck Davis at the top of the wing, and it's moved up top to Taylor. Inside, Davis working at the block. Nowhere to go, so he gets it back out to Hughes, who goes towards the baseline, and still no room. Neither side is giving an inch. I mean, every single foot of this hardwood is hard fought over. Mustangs have it at the block with Muir. He puts up a hook shot, and it's rebounded by Huffner. 3.5 to go in the Epic Recreation third. Rebels down 20-16. Taylor driving into left side. Layup never stood a chance, too deep, and it's rebounded by Dalton Taylor from Manila. He dribbles towards the free throw line and then back out. Taylor dribbling down the left side. Whistle blows as he missed a layup, and a foul on Rich, which will send Cody Muir. I think it's a shooting foul. It'll be foul number 4 for the Rebels. And I haven't seen who they called it on, but it looks like Coach Cornier wants a timeout. It's on John Scott, his second. 3:11 to go in the third quarter. Rebels down 4.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
Welcome back to Manila High in a jam-packed gymnasium for the regular season finale and showdown between Rich and the Mustangs. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy you're making Rich Rebel Radio a part of your Saturday night on 98.3 FM KADQ Evanston. Coach Cornier called timeout. It is going to be Manila basketball with free throws coming up right now for the Mustangs, trying to build on this 4-point lead. Current 5 for the Rebels is John Scott, Truman Huffner, Hayden Meek, Logan Meerbrook, who checked back in after picking up his third foul earlier this quarter, and Riley Taylor. Rich not in foul trouble really, but they're definitely flirting with it, with Meerbrook having 2. And there is free throw number 1 from Dalton Taylor. No good. So, funny enough, in a game where points are just so hard to come by, at the free throw line from yesterday to today, not impressive free throw shooting, as the second free throw's missed as well for Taylor and the Mustangs. Rich pushed the ball up the court. It goes to Scott on the far wing. Scott now feeding inside to Taylor at the block, kicking it back outside to Scott, and now re-entering the zone to Taylor. Whistle blows and a foul against Manila. Riley Taylor was being harassed at the block by a couple of horses. And a substitution being made right now. Cody Muir checking back into the game for Tuck Davis. Rebels have a Mount Valley Cattle Company inbound play go to Huffner, and then his entry pass to Scott went through the fingertips, and Mustangs have it. They're working on offense. 2:45 to play in the third quarter. Manila up by 4. Mustangs passing it to Hughes at the top of the arc. Now over to Slaw on the near wing. Slaw reversing it around, and it's on the far wing with Muir. Cody Muir, cross-court pass to Dalton Taylor on the near wing. Under 2.5 to play. Pass to Muir at the block results in a block from Huffner. Second chance also blocked. Back-to-back blocks by Truman Huffner. Talk about defense. There it is. Meek dribbles across half court. Zips it across to Taylor inside, finishing it off using the glass. Rebels come within 2. It is 20-18. And Riley Taylor is the first-time scorer of today now. First score for Taylor today. Minute 45 to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Mustangs offensively go to the free throw line, now down low, but the pass out of reach for Hunter Gailey. And it's Rebel basketball with 1:40 to play in the quarter. Rich, an opportunity to tie this game. Huffner to inbound it, and it looks like the Mustangs are going to put on a bit of a full court press here. Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound pass goes to Taylor at the Rebel free throw line, and he gives it right back to Truman, who dribbles across the timeline. Now attacking the paint, picking up his dribble, and his pass stolen away down low. Turnover, Mustangs have it. Manila with Taylor on the near wing. Going over to Slaw on the far wing. Mustangs not finding any room to operate offensively. Pump fake a corner three, dribbling in. Now Slaw passing it to an open Hughes for three, and that's good. 23-18. Rebels down by 5 now on the Station on Main scoreboard. Under a minute to go in the Epic Recreation third quarter. Meek running the point guard spot, in trouble, gets it out to Huffner on the far wing. Huffner looking inside to Taylor, who goes towards the block. Bounce pass to Meek. His shot is no good. Rebound Manila. They struggle getting the ball across half court, but now they're able to just about, and they do with Taylor. Taylor passes to Muir on the far wing. 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Crossover now by Hughes as he dribbles towards the far corner of the court between the sideline and half court. Makes his way towards the top of the arc and gives it back to Slaw further in the wing. 15 seconds. Mustangs holding for the last shot of the third quarter, up by 5. Hughes killing more time. 7 seconds. Now attacking inside. Goes towards the free throw line. Kicks out to Taylor. 3 seconds from mid-range at the buzzer. Short, no good. Third quarter comes to an end. The Mustangs push their lead out just by 1. It's 23-18 Manila.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Time for the fourth quarter here in Manila. Rebels trailing 23-18 in the final game of the regular season. Rich, they don't know where they're going to play next week. If they lose, there's a chance they're playing a road playoff game. If they win, it should be nearly certain they will host a playoff game, but 8 minutes may decide that. Rebels start offensively. They get it across the timeline with Greer. Greer sat much of the third. He plays with 2 fouls. Scott takes a bounce pass on the near wing, dribbles inside the arc, now outside. And bumped to the floor, and a foul is called on Kyler Hughes. That is foul number 3 of the half. Just Hughes' first, though, so he's got plenty of space to be physical as he's nowhere near any foul trouble. 7:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Inbound pass goes to Scott. He dribbles along the baseline. Nifty layup rolls off the rim. Offensive rebound by Meerbrook. Missed it, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Bear Lake Realty free throws coming up for the senior Logan Meerbrook, who's still looking for his first points today. Logan had a strong start yesterday, but tapered off in the second half. And there he goes, getting his first point of the day, knocking down the first of 2 free throws. It's 23-19 Manila. Second one up, rolls in and out, rebound Mustangs. Taylor dribbles across the half-court line on the near side. Passes in the corner for Davis. Back to Taylor on the near wing. Under 7.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Manila up by 4. Over to Muir, and now in the far wing with Hughes, and in the corner, Davis feeding it inside to Muir at the block. Whistle blew, and it's going to be a foul. The only question is on who, and it looks like it's going to be on Rich. Fouls on Riley Taylor, his third, team's 5th of the half. Inbound pass from Manila goes to Muir just outside the block. He hands it off to Taylor, who goes right back. There's a huge block by Jaden Grohl. Wow! One of the better blocks you'll see all year, Jaden Grohl. Rebels have it on offense. Greer attacking on the inside. Now hands it off to Meerbrook. And Grohl stuck at the far elbow. Needs to get rid of it. Picked up his dribble. And a 3-second violation called. And on that last occurrence of events offensively, Connor Greer appears to have banged up his ankle. He's going to go to the bench. That's tough to see for the Rebels right there, as Greer had just returned from an ankle injury and now is leaving the gymnasium. Hopefully he's okay. Replacing him was Truman Huffner. Under 7 to play. Rebels down 4. Mustangs offensively have it with Taylor in the lane. He drives in. Layup's no good. Ball poked around. Gets out of play. Last touch by Manila. Rebel basketball with 6:40 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Inbound pass goes to an open Meerbrook on the other side of the court. 1-on-2. He goes to Taylor. Taylor stuck in a double team. Jump ball called. Jump ball is going to go with Manila as the arrow is pointing in their direction. Just over 6.5 to play in the final quarter. Inbound pass goes to Hughes. Kyler Hughes making his way across the timeline. Feeding it inside barely to Gailey, moved along, and now Hughes attacks the baseline, runs into contact as he went up, and he's going to shoot 2 free throws. That is foul number 3 for Jaden Grohl, and I'll tell you what, if the Rebels don't get themselves back into some rhythm in the next minute and a half, Manila could really pull away here with no Connor Greer on the court. However, Hughes there misses the free throw. If we thought 36-34 was low scoring last night, I'm not confident a team will get over 30 points tonight. Second free throw's good from Kyler. 24-19. Truman Huffner dribbling across the timeline, passing it off to Scott, who makes his way towards the elbow, pulls up, tough shot, bounces around, rebound Manila. A little over 6 to play in the fourth. Mustangs give it to their go-to guy, Kyler Hughes, and now he crosses half court. Dribbling towards his right, passing it to Muir on the far wing, now up top to Taylor. On the near wing, Hughes dribbling closely to John Scott. On the far wing, and now entering the zone here is Muir at the block, wrestled, jump ball call. Logan Meerbrook is not going down without a fight. He jumped on that one, and the Rebels take the possession with the arrow. 5.5 to play in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Mount Valley Cattle Company inbound pass goes to Taylor. He dribbles across half court. Pulls up just beyond the arc, wants to pass it away, needs to, in a traffic jam. Where's he gonna go? And 5 seconds called. 5 seconds as timeout was called, okay. So Coach Cornea called timeout before a 5-second violation with Taylor not moving after picking up his dribble. Rebels down 5 with 5:26 to go in the fourth.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Mustangs leading by 5, closing in on the midway point of the fourth quarter. We just saw Connor Greer re-enter the gym. I'm not sure if he'll go back on the court or what his status is, but a positive sight nevertheless to see him join his teammates on the bench at least. It's a 5-point game. Manila leads at home. Rebels will have the basketball after the timeout. The 5 on the court for Rich is Riley Taylor, Logan Meerbrook, John Scott, Truman Huffner, and yes, Connor Greer. So the usual 5 starters for the Rebels. Great sight to see Greer on the court. Must be battling a lot of pain. Inbound pass goes to Greer near the center court circle. He uses a screen to dribble towards his left, picks up his dribble, had it poked away but regained possession. Looked inside to Logan Meerbrook, and that's when the pass was tipped out of bounds. Greer to inbound it on the Mustangs baseline. Inbound pass goes to Taylor at the opposite block. Taylor trying to find room, and a foul on Taylor. Offensive foul on Riley. That's his 4th. And the 7th for Manila. So all future non-offensive fouls for the Rebels will result in at least 1 free throw being shot for the Mustangs. And as Taylor picked up his 4th foul, we see Jaden Grohl re-enter the game. Kyler Hughes dribbles up the court for Manila. Crossing the timeline, he hands it over to Taylor. Taylor dribbles towards his right and reversing it along the perimeter. It's back to Hughes. On the near wing, here's Hunter. Hunter looks to Davis at the top of the arc. Davis flipping it across to Hughes. 4:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Hughes teardrop floater at the baseline goes. 26-19, and it looks like Coach Mike Hughes wants a timeout. Rebels trailing midway through the fourth quarter in Manila.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
With 4:39 to go in the fourth quarter, it's going to be the Rebels basketball on their half of the court. Inbound pass for Huffner is going to be a full court press. Now he gets it into Scott, but the hard part's not over with. Scott dribbling halfway up the court and reversing back, and now over to Greer, who crosses the timeline. 4:30 to go in the game. Meerbrook at the elbow. Looking to do something with it, dribbles towards the baseline. On an inch to spare, kicks it back out to Grohl, who moves it further out of beyond the arc. Greer's three-point shot is blocked. Manila in transition, 3-on-2, they slow it down. Taylor with it outside the arc. Lofting it over the defense to Hughes, and a quick pass inside to Taylor. Hughes on the far wing, going along the baseline. That's where it was stripped away by Greer. Ball went out of play. It's Mustangs basketball. Under 4 minutes to play, Rebels trailing 26-19. They're down 7. By far the largest lead for any team this any team tonight. Mustangs will have another inbound pass as the first one was batted out of bounds. And just like that, it's batted again. Huffner not making any pass easy for his opponent. Number 3 for Manila, Dalton Taylor, inbounding it, and right in front of his face is number 3, Truman Huffner. Inbound pass goes well beyond the arc to Davis. Corner 3 on the way. Mustangs miss it. Foul is called on the rebound. Let's see who it's on. And it's going to be on Dalton Taylor for the Mustangs, his first, team's 4th. Riley Taylor re-enters the game as Grohl grabs a seat. Huffner to inbound it. And the official blew his whistle. I'm not sure what for. Let's see what this is about. I'm sorry, what's happening? Okay, I think a warning was just issued to the Rebel fan base about their speech, I guess, towards the court. Nevertheless, here we go, back to the main attraction. Huffner crossing half court, had his pass to Greer, poked out of bounds. It'll be a Mound Valley Cattle Company inbound play now for Connor Greer at center court. 3:45 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Greer parachutes the inbound pass over the defense to Taylor on the far wing. Taylor at mid-range, going towards the hoop, looks to an open Meerbrook, lays it in. Great job by Riley Taylor to find Meerbrook at the opposite block. That's the 3rd point for the Rebels in this fourth quarter. It's 26-21 Mustangs, under 3.5 to go in the fourth. 3-pointer by Muir on the other way is rebounded by Scott. Scott dribbling across the timeline on the opposite end of the court. Pass it off to Huffner, dribbles inside the paint, looks to Meerbrook once again, open, foul. Shot no good, but free throws coming up for Logan. That last foul for Manila, by the way, on Tuck Davis, his 4th, team's 5th. And let's see if a substitution will be made here as Davis is up to 4 fouls. Like I said, Manila has never gone past 6 people on the court. 6 different players, that is, and Meerbrook knocks down the first free throw. It's 26-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Second Bear Lake Realty free throw is good as well. 1 possession game. Rebels on a bit of a run. They trail by 3 with 3 minutes to go in the game. Hughes crossing half court, passing to Taylor, who dribbles towards the top of the circle. And it's still beyond the arc, and now inside. There's a huge block by Meerbrook. Wow, Logan Meerbrook continuing to tally up the blocks tonight. Scott for 3 in the tie. He's got it! He's got it! We are tied! John Scott levels the score. 26 apiece with 2:42 to go in the fourth. Timeout called. You've got to be kidding if you think we're going anywhere. Wow! What a huge shot by John Scott. Coach Corney has said we're going to find out what John Scott's made of tonight after facing tough defense last night. I think we just got a slice of that pie tonight. Scott ties it at 26 with a huge wing 3. Money. 2:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels, they are currently on a 7-0 run. And that may not sound like a lot, but in this game, it has the feel of a 15-0 run. Manila to inbound it. Momentum has completely turned around. Mustangs have Hughes crossing half court at the elbow. It's with Gailey. He flips it across to a cutting Taylor. His layup is not going to fall, but he'll shoot 2 after being fouled. And let's see who the foul is on. It is the 8th foul for the Rebels, and it is indeed on Riley Taylor, which is his 5th. So that is number 5 for Taylor. He'll exit the game after fouling out with 2:29 to go in the Bear Lake Memorial Hospital fourth quarter. Taylor, a senior, will walk to the bench getting a standing ovation from the Rebel fan base in what will be his final regular season game as a Rebel. Taylor on the other end for the Manila Mustangs knocks down the first free throw to put their side back ahead. It's 27-26 Mustangs. Second free throw up, rolls in. 2-point lead for Manila. Huffner dribbling across the timeline for the Rebels. Standing well beyond the arc, picks up his dribble, passes to Greer on the far wing. Greer entering the paint. Fouled on his way up, he'll shoot 2. Shot rolled off the rim and would have time for an and 1, but nevertheless 2 free throws coming up for Greer. That last foul for Manila puts them at 6 this half, and the second on Dalton Taylor. First free throw up and perfect. 28-27. We're tied. Greer 2 for 2 at the charity stripe. We're all even at 28 now. Greer's first points in the second half. He's at 10 tonight. Offensively, here come the Mustangs. They have it with Taylor beyond the arc. Less than 2 minutes to play. Taylor moving it across to Gailey. Gailey feeding it into a nearby Davis, and the ball continued to be spread outside the perimeter. Manila yet to pick up any rhythm inside. 1:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Davis passing it up top to Gailey, and now here's Hughes going towards the baseline. Has a wraparound poke check away by Jaden Grohl, and I think that was a smart foul, as it looked like Hughes had a step on him and was a clear path to the basket, but that is foul number 4 on Jaden Grohl. 1 and 1 though. Free throw up, no good. Rebound, Meerbrook. Scott crossing half court, looks to Greer at the baseline, feeding it on the opposite block. Grohl, traffic around him, knocks in the shot off the glass. Jaden Grohl with 3 defenders on his lap, doesn't bother him, and the Rebels retake the lead for the first time this half. It's 30-28 Rich. Minute 10 to go. Mustangs in the paint, flipping it off to an open player, and that's Cody Meir putting it in off the glass to tie the game. Just like last night, a very exciting finish awaiting us. It is 30-30 with 1:05 to go in the fourth when we return.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
To 30, Rebels and Mustangs. We are no closer to our finish than we were at our start. It's still tied. The Mustangs led by 7 at one point in the fourth quarter. Richhead went on a 7-0 run to equal the score at 26. Then a couple exchange baskets and free throws, and here we are at 30. 1:05 to go in the fourth quarter in the final regular season game for both the Rebels and the Mustangs. Rich trying to secure a first round home playoff game. Manila trying to get to the 1 seed. A lot at stake for both ends. Let's find out how this story ends. Rebels to inbound it. Scott looking for a blue jersey. He finds Meerbrook, who throws it up court to Greer. Ball went out of play, last touch by Manila. Rich had a tough inbound pass with a full court press coming their way. And they may have been bailed out there as that ball got across half court. So now here's Connor Greer to inbound it. 3/4 the way down the court for the Rebels. Greer on the inbound pass, bouncing it in now to Huffner. Huffner standing near the center court line. 55 seconds. Huffner picks up his dribble and hands it off to Scott on the near wing. Scott guarded closely and flips it over to Greer near the center court logo. 42 seconds. Greer attacking at the elbow, picks up his dribble, reversing it back out to Grohl. 35 seconds. Huffner beyond the arc, picks up his dribble, finds Greer in mid-range, looks to Meerbrook at the block, 30 seconds. Meerbrook goes up, he puts it in. Rebels lead, 32-30. Woo! It is a 2-point lead for Rich with 24 seconds. Logan Meerbrook has come alive as of late. 3 points in this fourth quarter. And if you rewind to that last possession, Greer, it kind of seems like this is a game where the moment you catch your defender not going 100%, you have to take advantage of that. And that's what happened. Greer on the wing noticed his defender's body weight was going one way. He went the other, drove towards the block, and while all the attention went to Connor Greer, what did he do? He just left it for Meerbrook at the block, who wasn't expecting it appeared, but collected the ball and parachuted it right down the hoop. There's 24.3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Rebels lead by 2, not Manila. We'll update our station on main scoreboard for all of you guys watching. Current 5 on the court right now includes Logan Meerbrook, John Scott, Truman Huffner, Connor Greer, and Jaden Grohl. Riley Taylor fouled out with about 2.5 to go in the game. Mustangs inbound it. 20 seconds, they cross the timeline. It's with Taylor now in the corner. Meir going along the baseline, 15 seconds. Back out to Taylor beyond the arc, 12 seconds. Floater short, rebound Scott, 10 seconds. Scott yet to move, he's fouled with 9 seconds. It could come down to this. It's 1-1 here. John Scott at the free throw line. If he makes these 2, the game would be close to wrapped up. The pressure and the weight on John Scott just got added on to as Coach Hughes calls timeout. With 9 seconds left, we'll have a free throw at the other side of this break.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Will be at the free throw line when the teams break their huddles. Here's the situation. Rebels leading 32-30. 9 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Just like last night, a free throw may decide this game, except this time it's Rich with the ball in their hands. Senior John Scott hit a huge 3 earlier to tie the game at 26. He may be able to put this one away. It's 1-1. Scott gets the ball for the official. Mustang fans, loud. Free throw up. It's good. Ice in his veins. 33-30 with 9 seconds left, and Scott will have a second free throw. 4 points in the fourth quarter alone for John Scott. Second free throw up. Rolls in and out. Rebound is, whoa, no, his foot was on the line. That's the right call. The ball ping-ponged around for a moment, and eventually it landed on top of Jaden Grohl, but his foot was out of bounds. And We have another timeout called, and we're going to keep it right here. We're not going to go anywhere. Wait, now the coaches are saying who called it. And it looked like Coach Gordy and Coach Hughes were disagreeing on who called the timeout, but I'll tell you what, it was a timeout. A timeout was called. Let's see who they call it on. It's a timeout on Rich. All right, so with 7.6 seconds, the Mustangs will have to inbound it beneath their own free throw, beneath their own basket. And now I wonder, do you foul before they shoot the three? I mean, here's a Manila team that's known for their perimeter shooting, but last night and tonight they've been able to find no traction from beyond the arc. So if you're Coach Cornea, do you let them try to put up a three-pointer, or do you foul? Because here's the thing, if you foul, it'll be number 10 for the Rebels, and that means double bonus. So 2 free throws. If you foul very quick, it would give Manila a good amount of time to make both free throws, potentially then foul Rich and try to get enough time. A lot of fouls have to happen, but let's see what Coach Cornea does. Does he call? Does he foul or what? It's 33-30. Rebels up 3, 5 seconds. Mustangs, Taylor, cross half court, 3 seconds. Corner 3 to tie it. It's good. We'll go into overtime. Cody Muir in the wing. Puts it right down. And we are all tied at 33. Unbelievable. Just when you thought this game couldn't get any more exciting. Wow. Cody Muir with the shot of the game so far will put us into extra basketball. We're playing 5 quarters tonight. "30 seconds left. And I think in overtime they're going to put on 4 minutes. So the Rebels' first game of the season went to triple overtime. The last game of the season, let's see. Let's see if we're playing just 1 overtime tonight in Manila. What an exciting last 2 days of Rebel basketball. Indeed, 4 minutes on the clock for overtime. And it will be a center court tip-off. Tip is won by the Rebels. Goes to Scott on the far wing immediately. We're in overtime, 33-33. Rebel offensively have it with a turnover. Huffner, Greer not on the same page. Ball went out of bounds. And it's Manila basketball. Manila gets the ball across half court with Hughes, guarded by Scott. Now foul trouble becomes very interesting. I don't think teams encounter playing an extra 4 minutes tonight. Off the top of my head, I know that one player for Manila has 4. I think 2 players for Rich has 3. Mustangs beyond the perimeter at the top of the arc with Gailey. Over to Taylor for a wing 3, well short. Loose ball on the floor, both sides trying to come up with the fumble, it looks like, in a jump ball call. Arrow going Mustangs' direction. Manila basketball. 3:12 to go in overtime in the first frame of it. Inbound pass goes to Taylor. Taylor dribbling up the arc, guarded closely by Huffner. A little over 3 minutes to play in the first overtime. Taylor going to his right, then passing it off to Davis, now on the far wing, and move back up top. Mustangs trying to get the ball inside, having no success. Here's Davis for a top of the arc three. No good. Offensive rebound though by Gailey. Kicks it out to Meir for three. That's no good. Rebound, Greer. Greer dribbling up the court. Picking up his dribble and putting it into the hands of Huffner, who dribbles down the left side. At the block, pulls up, sinks the shot to give the Rebels the lead in the first basket of overtime. 35-33 Rich. And here come the Mustangs working offensively with Tuck Davis on the far wing. He goes up top to Taylor. Down low, Davis kicking it out. Meir thought about a three, opted not to shoot it, instead passes it across and over to Kyler Hughes, who has been quiet the last couple of game minutes. Under 2 minutes to go in overtime. Hughes dribbling down, denied! Blocked by Meerbrook. Scott picks up the ball. Logan Meerbrook with another huge block tonight. Huffner gets the ball across the timeline, then passes to Grohl. He gives it back to Huffner, minute 40. Rebels look a little confused offensively, don't know what to do. It's with Jaden Grohl who wants to get rid of it. Now he dribbles into the paint, puts up a teardrop floater, gets his own miss, kicks it out to Scott. Pump fake to three, steps in with the elbow. Perimeter shot's no good. Rebound, Manila. Mustangs dribbling across half court with Kyler Hughes. Minute 15 to go in the first overtime. Rebels leading 35-33. In the corner, ball tipped, pass. Rebels come up with it. Turnover by Manila as the entry pass was tipped by Huffner. Truman Huffner with 1 minute dribbles across the timeline. He goes to the far wing, picks up his dribble, needs to get rid of it. Now he gives it across to Grohl. And a whistle blows and a travel on Jaden Grohl. Mustangs basketball, two sides turning it over on their most previous possession. And a timeout called by Mike Hughes of Manila. Rebels leading, I have the scoreboard wrong, I apologize. Rebels leading 35-33 with 52 seconds left in overtime. We'll be right back.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
.52 seconds to go in the first overtime. Rebels have a 35-33 lead. The only basket and points in overtime have come from Truman Huffner. Huffner sank about a 8-foot jump shot on his way towards the basket. It's going to be Rebels basketball, I beg your pardon. They will inbound it at their own baseline. Oh no, ignore what I said. Manila basketball. They inbound it at center court to Kyler Hughes, who dribbles across the timeline. 45 seconds to Taylor at the elbow. Now here's a cutting Davis, puts up a free throw and lays it in, and it's good. We're tied, 35. Rebels inbound it to Huffner. Huffner making his way right up the middle of the court as he crosses half court. Pass it to Greer, under 30 seconds. Greer attacking the left side, looks down low to Grohl. It falls! Jaden Grohl gets the luck of the basketball gods as it rolled all the way around the pipes and in. Wow. 37-35, and Jaden Grohl, who's known more for his defense rather than his offense, has had two huge shots down the stretch. In the fourth quarter, he had a huge basket and then in overtime to take the lead for the Rebels. It's 37-35, Rich on the Station on Main scoreboard in overtime. 20 seconds to go. Now, if you are the Rebels, do you let Manila try and hold for the last shot, or do you try to foul and test your luck at the free throw line? Here's the deal. Manila has not been very good at either the free throw line today or beyond the arc. But you know what? That's what I thought too when Cody Muir sank a buzzer beater 3 to put us into overtime. Big decision making here from head coach Lex Cordia in his first year as the chief commanding officer of this Rich Rebel boys basketball team. Regular season finale. A win for the Rebels would nearly and just about secure a home first round playoff matchup next Saturday. A loss, they may be on the bus traveling. For Manila, if they're able to win here, they may be able to secure the #1 seed in the tournament. Mustangs will inbound it at their own baseline. They get it into Hughes, 20 seconds. Hughes dribbling across half court, making his way towards his right, 15 seconds. Inside the paint, lays it in. No, it's off the back iron. Rebound stripped away. Three-point shot from the Mustangs, no good. Rebound Greer, 5 seconds and he's fouled. Wow. Manila had 2 great looks. First, Kyler Hughes dribbling down the right side and it just rolled off the back iron. Then they get the offensive rebound and there's Dalton Taylor with time and space at the top of the arc and just missed it. Now Connor Greer. Can he put on the cape? He stands at the Bear Lake Realty free throw line for what could be the biggest free throws of the season after topping the earlier ones in a timeout call by Coach Hughes. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. Rebels leading 37-35 with a hair under 6 seconds to go in the first overtime. And Connor Greer at the charity stripe when we return.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Connor Greer goes to the free throw line as the 2 teams break the huddle. You'll have 1 and 1. It's not double bonus for the Rebels. Despite being in overtime, you may think that would be the case, but no. There's 5.8 seconds to go in the first period of overtime. Rebels leading by 2, 37-35. If Greer makes both of these, this game could be all but over. If he misses, the Mustangs have life. Greer gets the ball from the official. Free throw up. Swish. Oh, perfect. That shot nearly kissed the moon. It is 38-35. Rebels leading by 3. Second free throw up. Good as well. Rebels up by 4. 39-35. 6 seconds left. Manila gets the inbound pass. They put up a half-court shot at the buzzer. No good. Second effort. Rolls off. The Rebels are going to be victorious. Rich comes to Manila and knocks off the Mustangs for what felt like a playoff game. Unbelievable. What a game by the Rebels. It took 4 extra minutes of play in the final regular season game, but Rich takes down Manila on the road, 39-35. Connor Greer with 2 huge free throws down the stretch to secure the win. This is a post-game show you will not want to miss. We'll be right back. Rebels win by 4 to conclude the regular season. They improve to 12-9, while Manila falls to 16-5.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
A 39-35 overtime win for Rich to close out the regular season against their rivals, the Manila Mustangs. It just doesn't get any better than that. After last night's 2-point loss at home, the two teams prove that home court may not matter as much as one may think. And let's get into what should be the best post-game show of the season. Hopefully the next best one will be a state championship. But now our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Much like yesterday, a defensive onslaught. I mean, talk about trench warfare on a basketball court. We just witnessed it. The Rebels and Mustangs, after one quarter of play, what felt like a high-scoring quarter for this tempo of game, had the Mustangs leading 11-8. Second quarter, wow. Talk about the game slowing down. Rich had 4 points in the second quarter. Manila had 4 points in the last 4 seconds to close out the half to go up 15-12. Rich, that 3-point lead felt like, honestly, probably about an 8-point lead, given how hard points had to come by in this game. Third quarter, Rebels would fall behind a little more going into the final quarter, 23-18, and that final quarter was worth every second. Rebels went on a 7-0 run after going down 26-19 to tie the game, and the tying shot came from John Scott, who buried a triple to even the score. The two sides would continue to trade baskets and free throws. We were tied at 30. Rich went up 32-30, made a free throw to be up by 3 with a couple seconds left, and the Mustangs buried a wing 3 to put the game in overtime. Then in overtime, Truman Huffner had the first basket of the day for either side, putting his side up 35-33. Manila would tie the game at 35, and then Jaden Grohl down low put Rich ahead for good. And it was Connor Greer coming back from injury just last night, icing the game with 2 free throws, cementing a 4-point victory for the Rebels, 39-35. That is your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Go visit them in Evanston on Front Street. Now for the Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game, the last 2 free throws. Connor Greer. It felt like those free throws hung in the air for a couple of years, but the parachutes landed on a very high-arching shot, and they were good. And they secured victory for the Rebels. And that is our Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the game. That is Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Family Dental Care at reasonable rates. Call the dental office of Dr. McKay Frankham to schedule your appointment today. 307-789-8910. We'll step aside for one more quick break here in our post-game show, and we'll talk about this victory a little more and what it means for the Rebels, along with the shot and play of the game and the Garden City game adjustment when we return. Rich picks up a huge win to close out the regular season down in Manila, 39-35.
2 roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when 2 roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Fair River Drive, Evanston. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway. And visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Four-point win for Rich in overtime down in Manila. Let's get into our Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership. Shot and play of the game. Shot of the game, there's so many crucial shots. It seemed like they all kept one-upping each other. But let's go to the shot that really turned this game around, and I think you know which one I'm talking about. John Scott triple in fourth quarter to tie the game at 26. A huge shot for the Rebels to cap off a 7-0 run and set up an opportunity to come back and win the game, and that's exactly what they did. John Scott receives the shot of the game, a community-driven dealership. Now for the play of the game. Sometimes the Rebels ask players to do things that are a little bit outside their roles and what they're used to day to day and game to game, and Jaden Grohl did not shy away from the challenge today. After Riley Taylor fouled out with 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Jaden Grohl would play the remainder of the next 6.5 minutes and had huge plays. He had a huge block on one end of the court, and then a ginormous, I'm running out of adjectives to describe the height and the size of the catastrophic shots these were, but the Rebels had Jaden Grohl knocking a big shot down low to put them ahead in overtime. And that right there is our play of the game. Now time for the Garden City game adjustment where families play. Game adjustment was at the end of the first half. Rebels went through just two players, Connor Greer and John Scott. In the second half, a whole bunch of players got in the scoring mess. We had Truman Huffner finally wake up a little bit, and he had 4 points, including the first basket in overtime. Riley Taylor chimed in with a basket. Logan Meerbrook got going, and you had Jaden Grohl chime in with 5 of his own. Rebels spread the offense around, and they jumped on every opportunity the Mustangs gave them and capitalized on it. And that is our Garden City where families play game adjustment. Before we wrap up our post-game show here, let's talk about what's coming up for the Rebels. First, the girls. Rich girls won earlier against Manila. If I had to estimate, they'd be about a 4 and maybe a 3. I don't know if they can climb up to 2 seed, but somewhere in that neighborhood. They will host a first-round playoff game next Saturday. As for the boys, they were coming into tonight with the RPI rankings being removed from public viewing. They were probably at about a 7 or 8. A loss may have bumped them to 9, and they may have played that would have played them on the road for the first round. A win against a top team like Manila, who is top 3 in RPI, should cement them for being home in the first round of the playoffs. So I would suspect both the boys and girls will play in front of the Rebel faithful next Saturday in Randolph. We don't know who, and we don't know exactly what time until this upcoming Monday morning, when the RPI rankings are posted at 9 a.m. But one thing we do know is that both the boys and girls basketball teams will be playing at home, all but certain, next Saturday. Folks, and what's been an exciting game here at Manila, it's time to sign off. For my producer, Michael Wilkerson, for my camera operators, Gary and Taylor McKee, I'm Matthew Peterson. One final time, Rebels in overtime, taking down Manila 39-35. Until next time, go Rebels.
You've been tuned into Rich High School Rebel Basketball on Rebel Radio, KADQ-FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, The Come On Inn in Casper, Plains Tire, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, West Star Printing, and Rocky Mountain Sign. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.